Okay. That should solve the problem. I think. I don't know what caused that. Maybe it was... I don't know. That was weird. I'll wait for everyone to get on and then... Hello. Hello. We're back. Sorry about that. We had a bit of an issue. Don't know what that was about, per se. Okay, put this in the corner. That was crazy. I don't know what that was about. That was weird. Alright. Put everything back on level. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I didn't see that one coming, but thank you. Alright. Hey, Hawks. Hey, everyone. I'm going to give everyone a good... I'm going to wait till like 8:50 to give everyone time to get back in here. I don't know what happened there. That was kind of crazy. I threw everything off for some odd reason. I don't know what happened there. Maybe it was just a glitch or something. Or the OBS was acting stupid. Or probably TikTok, YouTube got mad. I don't know. Okay. I'm going to give it till 8:50 till we can start back up the stream. So no one misses it. I'm trying to give them at least some time to get back in the stream because I know people's enjoying the stream so far. Sorry about that for that annoyance. That. Thank you for the likes, guys. I do appreciate it. I'm gonna give you guys some time for people to come back into the stream. I'm sorry for that issue from before. I didn't mean for that to happen. I think that was just a glitch on the OBS side of things. Yeah. So, sorry about that. Yeah, sometimes we have technical difficulties. It happens. It's annoying, but it happens. I'm glad I'm not making this into a literal video for the reactions, because this would have been annoying to edit this part out. Like, really annoying. Okay. Almost there. That. The eyes need the thing's too spaced, so what we need to do is thicken. I think it needs a little bit more thickening around here. Okay, like that, and like that. Okay, we got 5 people in here. Okay. Maybe like 8:45, not 8:50 though. It's gonna feel a little long there. So I got 2 more minutes and we'll start it back up. 2 more minutes and we'll start it back up. 2 more minutes. Curve like this. Okay, got 5 people. We got a minute left. And we'll start it back up. Give everyone time to get into this stream. Okay. Now we just gotta clean up Broly a little bit. Okay, just like that. Like that. All right, it's 4:45. Let's do it. Is everyone here? Is everyone here? Are we good? Okay, Silver's back. Okay. Good thing I waited. Are you guys having any issues whatsoever that I should know about? All right, and 3. Let me know if you guys have any issues. So I don't want to like start and no one can't hear anything or anything like that. All right, everything's up. Let's go.
And then another in an endless circle. The chosen and the fallen infinitely swapping places. This sequence ends here, and all I can say is, what the
Alright, let's go.
This season has entered into a cosmic level I never would have imagined.
Actually,
and I can
let
only
me pull it back a
speculate
little
on
bit.
what
So we're okay. Pull it back just to give some.
every request they've sent is met with silence. He then says he believes it hates them. He goes on a rant about what they've done, the endless fighting with the other houses, killing trillions of innocents just to prove who's the most loyal. He just doesn't care anymore. He says soon another house will take the station, and then another in an endless circle. The chosen and the fallen infinitely swapping places. This sequence ends here, and all I can say is, what the fuck? This season has entered into a cosmic level I never would have imagined. And I can only speculate on what the hell they're talking about here. Who's they and what's it? But the system they talk about of the chosen and fallen and a fight to show who's the most loyal doesn't sound all that far from the systems we've seen in place in the present time. Anyway, let's get back to Maggie and the others. The voice we heard was that of the odd-shaped head from earlier, only this time we can actually see him in the light. His red mask, besides its weird shape, is also torn up in a similar fashion to the woman from earlier, except his ears are torn off and one of the human eyes is visible with that red dot in the center. He's also wearing a dress shirt, tie, and holding a briefcase. He approaches the hanging group and takes a big breath of air, saying, "They smell different than he thought." Okay, well, that's creepy. Judy just immediately says "F you" to the guy and that she's gonna cut out his tongue. The guy seems unfazed by her harsh words and even gets excited, saying he could use that. Horace yells at him asking why he brought them here and what's the point, but the man just laughs and mocks him for not knowing. He then informs them that he didn't bring them here. In fact, they came for the same reason, to find answers. And they actually did. He says they know everything now, and it's so much worse than they could imagine. With a creepy smile, he says he'll tell them the answers, but first, they're gonna answer some questions for him. His first victim is Maggie, and he asks her if she's ready to play the game. He then holds up a hammer covered in blood and green stuff. You might recognize this as the very same hammer that Maggie used to kill the cop in season 1. Episode 101, In the Bag. This episode kicks off with the man talking directly to the camera and saying, "Please do not be disturbed. We're making use of the emergency broadcast system for a special presentation. In fact, we have something you loyal, deserving citizens have been missing. A game show." He then presents his victims hanging from the ceiling, except Maggie, who's missing. The man said,
"Didn't any of you guys say something? It might be a game show." Didn't someone say that? I think one of y'all said that.
Says you can call him father, and his lovely wife is behind the camera, who you can call mother. He says the name of the game show is Obedience, and the camera pans over to Maggie, who's sitting with her fingerless hand on a table. A nail is partially stabbed into her hand, and in her other, she's wielding the hammer. She says, "My name is Maggie of neighborhood 147D. I feel spontaneously compelled to confess the following crimes." We can see that she's actually reading these words from cards that Please Hold is forced to hold up. And behind him is Mother, holding one of her machetes to the kid's throat. throat. Maggie continues reading the cards, confessing to killing a police officer with this hammer and framing others for the murder.
But
she also admits she left her husband and daughter and joined a group of rebels. She used this hand to disobey, and so she will show it obedience. She then raises the hammer and nails her own hand to the table. It's absolutely brutal. Father yells cut and asks Mother if it was too hammy, but she says it was great and to trust in his vision. It's really off-putting how casual this conversation is considering the circumstances. They start rolling again, and it's worth noting that Mother isn't actually holding a camera, implying that if this is recorded, she can do it through her glowing red eyes somehow. Father says this was actually just a warm-up, and now they'll get into round 1 of the actual game. He then explains the game's rules. Inside his briefcase are several weapons used in rebellious acts. Each round, without knowing which weapon will be next, one of the contestants will choose one of their friends, and together we'll figure out what the weapon is. The drones are floating nearby and shine spotlights on Judy and the others. Father says the first contestant is Horace and gives a bio on him and his anarchist origins, as well as a list of crimes he's committed against the government. He then asks Horace who he's going to choose out of his friends, and if he refuses, please hold will be killed. Holy shit. I honestly do not see a way out of this one. Episode 102, and the bag is on fire. Well, the spotlight's on Horace as he makes an impossible decision between which one of his friends will be tortured or killed. He finally gives an answer: himself. Father mocks him, saying, "Wow, you found a loophole. Only the smartest man alive could come up with that." He then reminds Horace that they're in charge here and has his wife start counting down. While she does, Judy, Ormel, and Maggie all try to convince Horace to choose them. Judy makes the most compelling case, telling them she's ready and has been for a long time, so reluctantly, Horace chooses her. Judy tells the rest of them to keep up the fight and then turns to the camera and starts yelling, "F the police and f the government." She continues into an epic speech about how resistance isn't just one person, a movement, or even an idea. Resistance is inevitability of the soul. Just as she finishes, Judy is struck with an arrow through the head. Holy hell.
Holy
I
shit.
didn't think they'd actually do it. Judy is dead. Horace freaks out, cussing up a storm. Father just talks about how cool it was, even though he didn't actually mean to shoot her in the head, and complains that now she can't make her pick. Either way, he moves on to round 2 and makes a note to his wife to cut out all of that revolution stuff for the live broadcast. The next contestant is Maggie, who must choose between Horace or Mel or please hold. She pleads with Father to just let them all go, saying she'll do anything. He seems actually disappointed at her groveling and tells her he's gonna need an answer. As the countdown begins, Ormel and Horace try to convince Maggie to choose them, and we actually learn that Horace is 67 years old, which I don't think we knew before. Suddenly, a loud and horrific groaning noise echoes through the building, and Father says, "Oh, well, I guess we won't need the next weapon. You've done it now, folks. You woke up the baby." Episode 103, Volunteers. This episode starts off in a completely different setting. A man and woman with cat heads walk through the snow. It seems that this is their first mission together. We come in halfway through a conversation, but the man in the red mask says that his wife and child died. The woman wearing a yellow mask says that she was never married and actually volunteered when shit went down to try to save her parents. This is actually an interesting insight because it might explain why many young people, like Sarah, ended up joining the new government. The conversation is interrupted when they spot someone outside a cabin deep in the woods. It's worth noting that this seems to be a regular human without a mask, though their head is covered with speech bubbles. They spy on the person for a bit, and an all too familiar red dot appears in the eye of the man with the red cat head. We then see from his perspective heat signatures glowing through the cabin. It seems that he's using a drone and can somehow connect to it with his eye. He tells the woman to use her new voice trick, and her eyes go red. She then uses the voice of the man collecting firewood to call out to the people in the cabin. Yep, if you hadn't pieced it together, it's pretty clear that this is Mother and Father once upon a time. I guess they got their abilities after joining up with the new government. But what the hell happened to them? We see one of the men come outside to look at his friend, and he's immediately shot through the head by a sniper, followed by his other friend in the cabin. After complimenting Mother on her accuracy, Father calls in his superior named Captain Tab and informs her that their mission is complete. She tells them that they'll be permanent partners from now on, and also that they need to come into the lab tomorrow to see something. The next day they head to the lab and peek through a glass window at something. Father asks, "How old is he?" referring to who's inside, and a lady in the lab, not sure if it's a scientist or Captain Tab, says that it's a tough question to answer. Technically the subject is 17, but physically they're a 29-year-old bodybuilder due to all the hormones they've injected them with. The subject is super aggressive and gets stressed easily. The woman says that the kid
Back up. What? What did you just say?
How old is he? Referring to who's inside. And a lady in the lab, not sure if it's a scientist or Captain Tab, says that it's a tough question to answer. Technically, the subject is 17, but physically, they're a 29-year-old bodybuilder due to all the hormones they've injected them with. The subject is super aggressive and gets stressed easily. The woman says that the kid actually volunteered for this, and we see the silhouette of something huge in the cell, which is surrounded by children's toys. She then asks them if they're ready for this. It now cuts back to the present, and the loud groan from before rings out, followed by thunderous footsteps until finally the monster is revealed. It's a massive man with a strange cat head that has 6 eyes. He's covered in blood and holding hatchets, as well as wearing a pair of white overalls that look exactly like Please Hold's. The beast even says the words, "Please." So, was Please Hold a candidate for the same operation?
Probably.
Episode 104, The Chestnut Tree. Everyone's just like, what the actual fuck, including Please Hold. Father greets the giant kid and tells him it's playtime as soon as Maggie picks the victim. Mother starts her countdown again, and Maggie is in complete distress. Ormel tells her she knows the right choice. Horace is the only one who could save the world. He's always felt like he had nothing to bring to the table, and this is the real reason why he's here. This is how he matters. Maggie says she's so sorry, and honoring his sacrifice, she picks Ormel. Horace begs her to say his name instead, not wanting to watch another friend die. Father tells Baby to go attack Ormel using only his fists. Please Hold is really upset. Remember, Ormel was the one who first learned to understand Please Hold, and as his death approaches, he tells the kid it's gonna be okay and that it's not their fault. He says if they manage to make it out of this, not to be bitter or vengeful, but instead live a free life. Baby walks up to Ormel and raises his huge fists in the air when suddenly Ormel's rope is cut and he falls to the ground. To everyone's surprise, someone is standing up above. It's Cass, the girl from the rooftops with her ears torn off, and she's got a bow and arrow. Father actually recognizes her because you may remember that there were drones flying around the rooftops, and now we know who they belong to. He commands Baby to attack her, but Cass says that's not his name. In fact, he's her big brother, and his name is Toby. Episode 105, Demons. Cass tries to talk to Toby and get him to remember her, but in the meantime, Father pulls out a shotgun and fires at her. Cass jumps out of the way, and soon Horace and Judy, well, Judy's body, are cut loose. Some arrows fly out and take down the drones, and for the first time, Father looks a little worried, ordering Baby to come back and regroup. Next thing you know, he's shot in the hand and drops the shotgun. This surprises Mother, and Please Hold uses the distraction to stomp her foot and get loose. Horace and Ormel slowly work their way out of the ropes, and Maggie has to brutally pull the nail from her hand
Fuck! Oh my god, fuck me!
Baby, or Toby, looks stunned all of a sudden, and we find out why when Please Hold climbs up his back wielding one of his axes and attempts to kill him. Cass cries out and shoots an arrow at the kid to save her brother. Please Hold dodges it, and as they fall backward, Toby catches them by the foot and throws them through the town hall windows. Toby follows after to finish the job, but he's stopped by Cass, who begs him to stop. She doesn't know what they did to him, but she knows he's still in there. She reminds him about the hill they used to ride bikes down, the cartoons they watched, and how she kicked his ass at Smash Bros. Toby actually starts to speak, almost making out the name Cass. It seems like she's getting through to him, and she tells him he can stop and they can leave together. However, a loud thunk sounds nearby, and Toby looks back to see Please Hold wielding the massive axe. It looks like we're about to get one hell of a battle. Well, I hate to say it, folks, but that's the first half of Season 4. Honestly, I was shocked at how crazy this season got so fast.
Over?
It feels like we're so close to getting the whole story, but at the same time, there's so many more mysteries now. Like, what was up with the weird tribe at the beginning? What about that weird cat head spaceship in the future? And what the hell happened to Mother and Father to make them this way? As always, I really want to hear your theories in the comments below. There are actually 5 more episodes available right now on Webtoons, so if you want to see what happens next, head...
Man, I think we up to date, fellas. Shit. I think we're up to date. Damn it. Fine. We'll go to the X-Men thing. Fuck, I really was getting into that. Man. Alright. Yeah. Alright, guys. So, right now, we got... Let's see here. It says, okay, so this was something that brought up from Silver. He brought up to me that Wolverine and Storm, I guess, in a Elseworld situation, has a child. So I was very interested what that was about. So we'll see it says, who is Marvel's Torrent? Powerful daughter of Wolverine and Storm. I'm not sure what this is about, but we'll see.
Hi everybody, I hope you're having a great day. In this video, I'm going to be covering Torrent. She made her first appearance in What If, issue number 114, that was released in September of 1998. Her real name is Kendall Logan, and she's the formidable mutant child of Wolverine and Storm from an alternate universe, also being part of the Battle World Avengers, and she stands approximately 5 feet tall and should weigh about 110 pounds, having all white eyes with no irises and silver hair. Now, Torrent hails from the alternate reality of Earth 9811, and this unique combination of parentage that she has imbues her with a powerful and diverse set of abilities inherited from both her mother and father, making her definitely worthy of taking notice. Like her mother, she has extensive weather manipulation, being able to use psionic abilities to manipulate the weather over limited areas. Although it's not quite as powerful as her mother's, she's able to stimulate various forms of precipitation such as rain or fog, generate winds of varying intensity all the way up to hurricane force, as well as control the humidity and temperature in her immediate area. And naturally, she can also create powerful lightning and other electrical atmospheric phenomena, as well as demonstrate excellent control over atmospheric pressures. While doing this, she can actually direct the path of these atmospheric effects, such as lightning from her hands. Additionally, in a unique twist that's reminiscent of her father, she can also produce 3 lightning bolt claws from each hand, which she uses in feral attacks against her foes. This blend of Storm's and Wolverine's abilities make her a unique and versatile combatant. To go on, she has what's known as an Earth Link, which is effectively her mutant powers giving her a powerful psychic bond between herself and the primal life force of Earth's biosphere. This bond gives her spiritual and material sustenance, giving her an almost empathic sense towards living things. It also allows her to sense and detect the life force of any living being, which enhances her already formidable situational awareness and connection to the natural world. Torrent has also exhibited energy vision, which is the ability to see the physical world around her as energy, including the electrical synapses in the human body's nervous system. This ability allows her to counter all but the fastest attacks and see in almost complete darkness, providing her with a tactical advantage in combat. To go on, not to be outdone by her mother, she can also fly by creating wind currents strong enough to support her and others. While the exact speeds she can achieve while flying are unknown, she can move at a pretty good clip, and her powers over the atmosphere should enable her to breathe at any speed, protecting her from air friction and grant her limited immunity to extreme heat and cold. And being given one more advantage by her mother is her magical potential. Storm's ancestry that flows through her blood supports the use of magic, as many of her ancestors
I have
were
tutorials that's
and
up there. You can go check for yourself.
This latent magical potential adds another layer of complexity to her abilities, although the extent of Torrent's magical capabilities are not fully explored. Now, it should go without saying that she inherited...
Yeah, I have tutorials that are there that you can go watch if you want to go check them out.
Some pretty nasty work from her father, namely her regenerative healing factor. While her accelerated healing is not quite as rapid as her father's, her healing ability is still significantly faster than that of a normal human. she can heal extensive injuries such as broken limbs in a matter of hours to at most days. This same healing factor also grants her a higher resistance to poisons, diseases, and toxins. And it's clear that she can recover from almost any injury. Albeit, like I said, the more severe the injury, the longer the healing process will take. And also, just like her father, she's a highly trained fighter and stealthy assassin, with her also inheriting her father's agility and super senses, which makes her a terrifying opponent in combat. Especially since she's known to share her father's infamous temper, although it is slightly subdued by her inheriting her mother's overall good attitude. Now, as I stated earlier, her story begins on Earth 9811.
I don't think temper can be something you can inherit. I think that's just something that happens in environmental situations. I don't think that's a thing. Is that a thing? I don't think that's a thing. I don't think you can inherit someone's temper. I think that's situational. Like an environment. That's a nurture against nature versus nurture thing, I think. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't know why people do this. I noticed they did this in on Inuyasha. I may have to because like working today. What are you working today? I'm working on doing some doing a Broly animatic. That's what I'm doing. But yeah, I don't think that's. Yeah, because he had a daughter, right, with Kagome, right? And his daughter just ended up being as rough and noisy as him. I was like, what is the likelihood of that happening every time? It seems like every time when this type of character is written, it's always to have a child that's just like them. Yeah.
Which is an alternate reality where the heroes and villains, assembled by the Beyonder for the Secret Wars, never left Battleworld. After the conflict, many of them settled down in a portion of the city of
I hate when they write characters like that.
Of the planet, raising families in the process. Torrent grew up in
like I kind of appreciate that what they did in least in Boruto, because in Boruto, Naruto was the way he was because of how he grew up and how he was treated. But there's no reason for Boruto to be anywhere like his father, like attitude-wise, given that how spoiled he was as he was. I would say he's given more spoiled than ever at the very beginning of like Boruto, because he doesn't understand his father and the way he is, which makes sense, because like we know how Naruto is, and how he became that, and it's kind of understandable why his son doesn't understand his father the way he does, but like it would be very weird that Boruto have like even close to the same traits of attitude like that of his father. There will be no way. Like, given that you live in a very nice home, you have two parents, you live in a good house, your father's literally the Hokage, the child of destiny. You have Hyuga powers, right? Like, come on, you have Uzumaki blood too. Like, you have a bunch of shit going on with you. Your main trainer / sensei was Sasuke. Yeah, you got food to eat. You got a little sister. You're part of the Hyuga, you know what I'm saying? And then, yeah, and then, like, you're not being mistreated by anyone. If anything, all Naruto friends is your friends by default and family, if you think of it that way. Like, you're close to Shikamaru and his son, you know what I'm saying? Like, Naruto had no friends. He had to literally work his ass off. That too. And then remember, he was disrespected virtually from everyone and anything because he didn't understand the whole, like, you know, situation with the... So, like, there's no way that Naruto's son should be anything close to that of his father in attitude-wise. If anything, you're supposed to excel better than your father did because you have all the opportunities you had.
This environment,
you know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Other children of heroes and villains. In her late teens, Torrent and the other children faced a new threat when Vincent Von Doom, the son of Dr. Doom and Enchantress,
not wrong. They
assembled
actually
a team of villains' children and clashed with the heroes' offspring. Now, their parents would intervene and the conflict would be resolved. And following this altercation, the hero's children, including Torrent, used a device created by the Hulk to travel back to Earth, wanting to get away from this warlike planet and explore the lands their parents had told them about. However, they arrived on an alternate Earth ruled by Sentinels, who had eradicated most of the planet's mutants and superhumans. Yet, after the rush they received from defeating one of these robots, the entire group decided to dedicate themselves to ridding the world of the Sentinel threat, with Torrent being one of the main individuals to lead the charge in this new mission to make this Earth their home. Now, Torrent's unique blend of abilities and brief yet rich backstory make her a compelling character in the Marvel Comics universe. She's the perfect embodiment of the strengths and qualities of both her parents, while she also navigates the challenges of her tumultuous worlds, seemingly doing this with her mother's powerful grace and her father's ferocious savagery. Now that's what I call balance. So, for her powers and abilities and her brief influence on the Marvel Comics universe, for my 1 to 10 rating, I'll give Torrent a rating of 7, which is a master rating. I hope everyone enjoyed this video. I'll talk to you next time.
Interesting.
Be sure to like, subscribe, and join.
Thank you for letting me know about this, Sylph. I appreciate it very much so. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let me see here. It was another thing, I think. That was actually quite interesting. Not even gonna lie. Yeah, we had to. Yeah, bro. She reviews, has lost everything. Finesse cheated. Fiance cheated. I think you saw fiance wrong. Let me see. He became a speedster.
Discord is
the fuck. We just mixing things with anyone on at this point. It just like defeats the. I don't like. I get it, but sometimes I don't like this because like it gets to a point where you're just like a velocity suit. Oh Jesus Christ! It says here Discord is dead. This is from Maury. Oh wait, I'm on the wrong thing. My bad. Sorry guys. Hold on 1 second. Made a big mistake. So Maury said Discord is dead. I guess everyone's on that whole Discord situation. It was a her. Okay. I hear you.
Discord is requiring a face scan or ID for full access next month. Discord will age restrict users from certain features starting next month unless the user sends a face scan or ID. Yes, an actual ID card, federal, state, passport. I don't think giving Discord your government ID is a very good idea. Not uploading my ID on Discord, man, how about you retarded parents monitor your kids better? Discord asks for my face, falsify the age verification, data breach 3 weeks later, turns out they saved the video of my face, gets banned for falsifying age verification. Me seeing an AI generated video of my face on IG Reels 3 days after I used Face ID to verify
Fuck, put this in the corner. The only sadness I feel is because I won't be able to speak with. I will be
my age on Discord. Discord assigns new CEO. New CEO is Israeli. They start asking for biometric data. And apparently the name of the new Discord CEO is Humam Saknini, who is indeed an Israeli citizen. And I just gotta say, the PR for Israel right now is just like at waste management levels right now, at dumpster juice, sewer shit levels right now. And basically, guys, in today's story, Discord is basically wanting you to upload your government ID. Otherwise, as reported by this person, they will restrict your account to the teen experience by default. Otherwise, you must submit your ID. And I just gotta say, I'm not fucking doing that just to use Discord. I'm sorry. Autism Capital said, goodbye, Discord. Oh yeah, the company's going to tank now. And they plan on going into the stock market. I think they're gonna be launching their IPO soon. So it's gonna be interesting to see how fast Discord stocks tank. And now their competitor, TeamSpeak, said the end is near with the scene of Thanos. Oh yeah, I think Discord has finally decided to destroy itself. Like, You want to harvest data. You want people to submit their IDs in order to, you know, collect and, you know, have some kind of authoritarianism, dystopian, privacy invading policy on your platform. Otherwise, people can't get the full experience in the guise of protecting the kids. Like, do you think we're dumb? You think we still are falling for the protect the kids mumbo jumbo? Additionally, here is an image of the new CEO. You know, I don't know what it is about guys who have overly developed smiles, who are CEOs and who put on this nice guy facade. Oh, we're just trying to, you know, do what's right for the user base. Yeah, sure, buddy. Sure, you're not up to any nefarious deeds. Someone in the comment section said, I don't get why people find this so controversial. It's protecting the kids. Well, Leia, it's because it's not about the kids.
I don't know what TeamSeek is. TeamSeek? I don't know what that team is. Discord. What is TeamSeek? Discord is not using my Facebook.
These companies don't care about kids. They care about scraping your data and having more control over you and using your government-issued IDs to train their AI-infiltrated databases. It's not about the kids, and I'm tired of this narrative. And if it is about the kids, why not just mandate parents to parent better? Why should the rest of us, legally consenting adults, have to suffer because moronic, idiot kids keep getting preyed on by weirdos online? Like, Discord is not the only platform that has this issue. It's the entire internet. So how about you just keep your dumbass kids offline until they're like 16? Certain laws are being passed for that, where they want to ban like kids under 13 from
You know why this is happening? And this, let's be honest, this is a us problem, because let's be honest, most of us will say, like, okay, back in the day, in like, say, 2012, 2011, when Teen Mom was a thing, a lot of girls wanted to be on Teen Mom because they want to be on TV and stuff like that. And when people said Teen Mom is dumb and this, that, and the third, there are people who will pipe up real fast and say, what's the problem? What's the issue of being a teen mom? Those same people who are saying what's wrong with teen mom is the same people 10 years later saying, why is these people not watching their kids? Why do we have to give government ID? That's what happens when you let that bullshit happens, right? So think that through. It's a domino effect. Once you said, nothing's wrong being a teen mom, what's the big deal? You just hate women or single women or teen moms in general. You're probably an incel. 10 years later, these kids keep getting fucked with on the internet because their parents won't watch them. So us, as the government, we have to watch these kids from out getting screwed. So we're going to need those mandates. We're going to need those IDs now. That's what happens. Because irresponsible parents who actually okay with their kid getting pregnant at a very young age or having children at a very young age, who is not ready, this happens. Oh, they were saying that a long time ago. Go up to any girl. Go up to any girl, say, we got to get rid of the teen moms. Instantly, you'll be met with hatred. You hate women somehow. You hate single moms. You hate everything under the sun. Everything under the sun, you get met with such hatred. Feminists will stop and come to their rescue, saying nothing's wrong with that, this and the third. I'm telling you now, go up on Twitter and say, I'm tired of these teen moms, X, Y, and Z. Instantly you'll be met with some simp trying to tell you, nothing's wrong with teen moms, you just hate women. Okay. Those same people who said that years ago are the same people who are paying for it because those same teen moms did not take care of those kids. Belts, right? Those same teen moms who was not ready to have children and had them irresponsibly are the very same ones who don't watch those children. Those children end up being on Roblox and start talking to people on the internet. Make your fire. Okay. Those same children who are not being watched usually are subjugated to those type of people, and then they are on the Fortnite, they're on the Roblox, or whatever the hot new thing, or TikTok, and they're talking to people who they shouldn't be talking to and have some type of connection with them, and they end up being a victim eventually down the line. Remember. I don't know if you guys remember that viral video that went off. Remember that video of the kid who was like, remember those feel like you gotta be mentally defend this. Like, a lot of people defended this. So like the thing is here is like this. Remember that I don't know if you guys saw on TikTok. I might have to show it later. there was a video of a kid who was playing outside. It looked like the way the house was built. It's like a I don't know if it was like a shortened home type house, but it was in like a suburban area, like in the countryside. The kid was playing outside, and then this random car pulled up to the front door, or up to the front yard, and it was some man. The kid was playing. His mom just happened to come outside just to see who the man was. The man said to the kid, "Hey, are you this username?" And the kid said, "Yeah." And he said, "I'm the dude from Roblox. You told me that your mom it was single. You said I can see your mom." A grown ass man who met a child who was like, I think the ages between probably 5 to like maybe 9, told a grown man on Roblox he met that his mom was single and looking to mingle. He literally drove 4 to 6 hours to this woman's house. This kid gave the address of where he lives. You heard that? Yes, there you go. And guess what? That was a single mom. Pretty sure she had that boy very young. Zero supervision on that boy. She was not married. I think she was in her, if I remember right. Yep, that's a thing. Man, it's actually on video. I'll show you. I'll pull it up. I think it's still on TikTok. It was the most shocking thing I've ever seen. I'm like, what the fuck? That's the real selection I get as highs, right? So, like, that's what happens. People who usually defend a degenerate thing doesn't know it's going to come back on them. It really isn't. But remember, he's a kid. So kids are open to talk to virtually anyone that's nice, especially on Roblox. I don't play on Roblox because I think it's for kids. I know there's adults that play it, but I look at Roblox as kid VR chat. You know what I'm saying? I look at Roblox as kid VR chat. Honestly. That's how I look at Roblox. It just feels like a place like Club Penguin or some shit. Like a Club Penguin / VR chat type thing, you get Roblox. That's how I feel. So when people say, "Do you play Roblox?" I say, "Fuck no." And I know there's games on it. I know people say there's some viral games you can play on it and shit. I get it, but nah, I'm not for it. No.
Even having social media in general, and this is something that I fully support, because the rest of society shouldn't have to suffer over authoritarianism just because your dumbass kids keep getting themselves into trouble with online predators. Online predators who will always exist as long as the internet exists itself. Bottom line, parents, make your kids touch grass. And of course, Discord had to come out with a whole goddamn soliloquy, a whole multi-paragraph tweet explaining this new update. Yeah, buddy, you're cooked. We're not believing any PR-made statements trying to backtrack as to what your new update is about. But to have a quick summation of what this entire thing is about, right? From Pirate Nation, they say, starting next month, Discord will, I guess, sort of force you to submit your ID for the full experience, or you'll be relegated to the teen experience by default, right? Which means no access to age-restricted or NSFW servers and channels. So, rip to all the freaky-ass people on Discord. Cannot speak in stage channels, which is dumb. Automatic filters applied to sensitive or graphic content, which is just censorship. Warnings shown on friend requests from unfamiliar users, which is just patronizing. Directed messages from non-friends filtered into a separate request inbox, which is cool, I guess. Instagram does that, so I don't mind that. And they say, to unlock full adult access, users must verify they are 18 plus with one of these options. Option one.
Okay, pause this real quick. I have it right here. Right here. Why isn't it daylight? I was so certain it was in... Man, I'm trying to see if I can pull it up. Hold up. My bad here. Hold on. I'm trying to finesse this through. Trying to finesse this bitch. Okay. There you go. Here it is. Grown-ass man pulls up to boy's house after meeting on a game of Roblox on internet. What on earth is this world coming to? Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm waiting on you.
I normally don't meet kids at their house. I made it a section for this.
Yeah.
Well,
Mom, I have someone here to meet you.
Who are you?
I met your son off Roblox.
What are you doing here?
Well, he gave me his
Come here.
address.
You need to come inside.
We play a lot
What?
on Roblox.
Okay.
This grown man told this woman that she plays. He's a grown man. He looks like in his probably late 30s, early 40s, probably 40s. And he told this woman that he plays Roblox with this probably 10-year-old, 13-year-old boy. Yep, and he came to the house. Strange boy. Shit, no, I'm not gonna lie to you. If this was my son, and my son did this shit, you are not getting any internet till you're literally in your 20s. You're not getting no internet till your 20s. I don't give a fuck what your friends say. I don't care if they make fun of you. I don't give a flying shit. You are not allowed to use any fucking internet. The only time you're gonna use internet if you need it for school, I'm gonna monitor you doing the homework. Better yet, not only that, I'm gonna put that parenting thing on it. So I know that you ain't doing no stupid shit. See, if parents did that, we wouldn't be in this position. All those devices are gone. You don't get no Xbox. You can play your Xbox, but it can't be connected to the internet. You can play your DS or whatever device it is. It cannot connect to the Wi-Fi. Not happening. Because I can't trust you. You brought a whole... This could have been he could be a maniac, murder, killer, everything under the sun. There must be a parental... I'm pretty sure. I think Nintendo pushed this. Oh, remember that! Bro, remember that! Remember when Nintendo tried to do that same shit? For parents? Yep. Shit, that's crazy.
And he gave me his address.
So you showed up here?
Yeah.
Why?
Well,
For him?
He said his mom was hot. His username and my mom is hot.
Are you trying to hook me up with somebody?
He sent pictures of you.
Then why'd you have the man come to our house?
He said what? He said what?
He sent pictures of you.
Then why'd you have the man
He
come to
sent
our house?
pictures. This boy, bruh, he gave pictures of the mom and maybe himself. He sent his address to this grown man. He literally doxed himself to let this grown man come to the house. He sent pictures, he said. He's not lying. I don't think this man's lying. What else? What could he lose? He's already at the house.
Me up with somebody?
He sent pictures of you.
Then why'd you have the man come to our
You
house?
look just like the pictures do.
Bro even said his mom was hot. What boy does that? Listen, you can think your mom's pretty. That's fine. But to tell other people your mom is hot, that's a little weird. That's something you keep to yourself. You don't brag that type of shit. Right? Where's my friend?
Well,
You're beautiful.
thank you.
Yeah.
Which is very odd.
Yeah, we play a lot of games on Roblox.
What is his username?
Big Daddy 16.
The mother's okay with this. Bro, the mom's okay with it. This is why the boy's in this situation. Bro, the mom is okay with this. You see, she's not that scared now. Listen how she says this. Listen to this. Listen what she
The
says.
man come to our
You
house?
look just like the pictures do.
Well,
You're beautiful.
thank you.
Yeah.
Which is very odd.
Yeah, we play a lot of games on Roblox.
What is his username?
Big Daddy 69.
Big Daddy 69. Yeah, you and I gain no internet till you're like 25. She's white. She's a Caucasian woman. Oh my god. Jesus Christ, dude. His name is Big Daddy 69. You gave pictures to a strange man you don't know because you played a little Roblox together. Oh my god. Holy shit.
Yeah,
That's him?
Well, yeah.
I told you he was a grown man.
He was just wanting me to meet you, and I wanted to meet you.
Well, I'm Crystal.
I'm Jonathan.
Oh my god, no! This is why, bro, this is why we're in the shit. This is exactly why we're all in the shit. This is exactly why we're all giving IDs to the fucking government. Bitches like this allowed this shit to happen. This is crazy. 40, like for real, like what? The mom is okay with it because she's a benefactor to this, so she doesn't see this as a big deal. This is not funny. This is exactly why the government wants your this is the excuse, I'm saying. This is not even the reason. This is the excuse. Yeah, they shake hands. She's gonna go on a date with him. I didn't see this other half. I just saw this first half.
We didn't have the man come to our house.
I only saw the first 31 seconds. I never saw this other half. I didn't see this before. This is crazy.
Well,
you're beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's just very odd.
Yeah, we play a lot of games on Roblox.
What is his username?
Big Daddy 69.
His name is Big Daddy 69. That should. Oh God.
That's him.
Grown man.
Well, yeah.
I told you he was a grown man.
He was just wanting me to meet you, and I wanted to meet you.
Well, I'm Crystal.
I'm Jonathan.
Nice to meet
Can I
you.
come in?
I mean, I guess. Yeah.
I just didn't know about that.
You're very attractive, so I mean, I guess we.
There it is. There it is. And you wonder why these kids get fucked? There it is. I think she probably meant jokingly. She probably, because she said, I heard what she said. She said, I told you he was a grown man. That's what she said. So what happened is this kid and this mom had this conversation before, but she probably thought he was kidding. That's what happened. She probably thought her son was just kidding around or just joking, or whatever the case may be. Jesus Christ. And then she let him in the house. You don't think it's a red flag for your grown 40-year-old man to be playing Roblox with your 10 probably-year-old son? Who he does not know? This is not uncle. This is not your brother. This is not his dad. This is not his grandfather. No. This is a strange man who got pictures of you and your son. He doxed your address, brought this man here, and you let him in the house. And you wonder why we have to give government ID to the fucking government because this keeps happening? Shit like this keep happening? You wonder why these kids are fucked and always crazy and shit? This is crazy, dude. And this is the excuse the government will use against anyone or us who don't want to give ID. Think about the kids. For any dad would probably off this man off rip. But the woman brought him inside the house. Oh my God. Spirit of Eve on this one.
You're not like gonna hurt us, right? Okay.
We don't know he's a killer. You know he is some type of rapist. He probably. How do you know this is not how he gets victims? He brought this crazy man in the house. This is extremely like irresponsible as shit.
Come on in. I mean, this is weird.
You don't keep up with who your kids play with on Roblox?
Bro even asks, you don't keep up with your kids when they play on Roblox? Oh my God. Oh my God. Jesus Christ, that's crazy. That is wild. Even the dude who's the stranger acts, you don't keep up with your kids on the games they're playing? So for those who are coming in who doesn't understand, on the screen it says, grown-ass man pulls up to boy's house after meeting on a game of Roblox. on the internet. What on earth is what on earth is going on in this world, in this crazy world today? So what's happening, for those who don't know? Some kid, he looks like he's between the age of like probably maybe 12 or maybe at best 9. 9 or 12, between that age range. Bro told a grown man that he plays Roblox with, probably a game of Roblox, on a game. They don't even know each other. He met him on a game. So this was like a one-time meeting. He told this man that his mom is hot. I don't know what boy is doing that. That's fucking weird. I don't know you out here telling strangers or anyone that your mom is hot. That's a little weird. Like, it's okay if you think your mom's pretty. It's alright, but keep that to yourself. But you sharing that with people's weird. That's just crazy. And then what's wild about this is that he not only gave pictures, he gave his address. The man actually went there with the mom there, hoping that happens. So with that said, the mom sees what's happening. The man is explaining his whole situation, and she lets him in the house. And you wonder why? Because at first she was very scared that he was here. Then he said because she's pretty and she's a single mom, obviously, she let him in the house. You don't know if this man's a rapist, a murderer, a child diddler, or all three. You don't know this man from a can of paint. You let him in the house just because he said you pretty? He said he's playing games with your fucking son. That's already, like, it's alright for men to play video games. I don't think that's a problem. But when you just literally went off deep end doing this shit, this is a big red flag. You let all the red flags in. Horrible decision making. Irresponsible as fuck. And because of this shit, we, as the people who don't have children or don't want children or don't really plan to have children but don't really want it right now because we either have financial problem or worry, whatever the scenario may be, is giving our ID to the government. Yeah, exactly. And we have to give our ID to the government because kids don't know to shut the fuck up and parents can't watch them or don't want to watch him. They don't want to watch him. It's not they can't. They don't want to watch him. So for those who say, what's wrong being a teen mom and all that shit? This is the shit that happens 10 years later. That's crazy. You think a grown man would let another grown man come into his house knowing that he was talking to his kid? Imagine you're a dad, even a single dad. Maybe you're a dad, right? And your daughter or son tells you that you had a friend who wanted to meet you because he thought you was friendless. So he said, this dude I play games with on the internet want to be your friend and shit. Think to yourself, what the fuck? And then you see this grown man who comes out of your house, you don't know from him, from a can of paint, telling, I play games with your son and or daughter on Roblox. And he said, I'm looking for a friend to hang out with. I'm like, sir, you better get the fuck up off my property before you get a 6 gauge. You better get off this property. This is weird. I don't know what you think this is or what this weird shit you're doing. Actually, quite frank, little Timmy, you're not getting no internet. Your internet's done. You're not getting it till you're literally like 100 or some shit. Sir, you got the count of 3 to get off my property or I'm killing you. Right? Imagine he came with a kid home alone. That's how that conversation should have went almost instantly. Yes. If you don't leave in the next 3 to 30 seconds, I swear to God, you're not gonna be breathing at this point. I don't want to hear anything. Exactly. Gonna send him to the Lord. That's scary, bro. This is why you need to watch your kids. Watch your kids. If you love your kids, watch them because God knows who they're talking to. That's scary. Jesus Christ, that is scary as shit. And then she let him in the that's the shocking part. It's not him even. That's not even the most shock. The most shocking part is that the mom let him in the house. Scary as shit. Is this the same video?
Yeah, I sent you pictures of him to the slime and all those.
I don't know. Wait, is there two different videos of
No.
this? No, it's the same kid.
That's weird. That's really weird. Isn't that like a kid's game? Yeah, see? Get in this house. I'm sorry. This is not right. I can't believe you're not playing on Roblox for a while.
You're not playing Roblox for a while. You're not getting no internet at all. Fuck Roblox.
That's not okay.
She sounds too nonchalant for this. This should be the most scariest thing ever.
Roll up in someone's house.
And he look at it. You know what? This proves as that kid is jumping and playing, bro, that kid don't get beatings at all. He don't get no form of discipline whatsoever. He's the type of kid who get yelled at for like 2 minutes, and then she'll take away the internet for like 1 day or even 3 days, and he'll get it back the very next day. That's what this is. I remember growing up, if you did some bullshit, anything close to this, you be a body bag, bro. If my father knew I did this shit, and he had to come home hearing this shit, oh my God. I'll be on the news, bro. That's crazy. If my father knew I did anything like this, what this boy did, and then my mom had to tell my dad this, I would not be alive. That's wild, dude. And then he's just playing. He don't care.
Send pictures of me to anybody. Yeah, that's weird. Either way. Yeah,
yep.
That's not okay.
Straight hands. You think my dad didn't get no. He will straight hands. He will slime the shit out of me. He will slime the little god life out of me. First of all, I'll do make him run laps the next day. Yeah, you doing laps. You gotta run around for like 100. You gotta do 200 push-ups. You're going to do shit today. Daylight, right? At crack of dawn. Where it's like, what, 5 o'clock in the morning? Like 5:30, 6 o'clock? You're going to start running laps, boy. Slowly and surely, yes. Make it like a long thing so they'll think I'll never do this shit again. That's crazy.
Get in the house, come on. I'm sorry he wasted your time. Come on. This is why I told you, man. It's not how kids are Roblox. That's weird. It was nice to meet you.
That's crazy. Right. Let me see. Remember I had a big tub and we had the full of the brown shop. Oh shit. Oh my God. Yeah, it just kind of keeps getting worse. That's very dangerous. You could have got the kid. You could have got everyone killed. Yep. That's crazy, dude. I couldn't do that. And because of this type of parenting style, soft parenting, if anything, because of this type of soft parenting, nah, bruh. This is why we have to give ID. Hold on, is the thing showing? I don't think it's showing. What the fuck? Oh. We have to give ID to the government because they can't watch their fucking kids. That is crazy, dude. Don't have kids if you can't watch them. It's not that hard, dude. Don't have kids if you know you don't have the patience, the mental stability, the morals. If you want to live a very insane life, you want to live like a single person, go right ahead. Do what you want to do. That's your God-given right. But don't bring kids into it, bruh. You shouldn't. I remember growing up as a kid when, because millennials come from an era where the internet was just becoming like, accepted, right? So we had parents where they didn't know what the internet was, so they didn't want you on it. Not because there was like, at the time, there was not like a MySpace where there was like a situational thing where you're going to run into someone in a chat room. Most of our parents didn't know what those things were. Because our parents are from like the 80s or so, right? So most of them had computers, but they was not in the computers, right? Or they knew what a computer was, but they didn't know what more it can do, right? So most parents who didn't know how the internet works, knowing that you can actually just talk to people on it, they'll just say don't be on it. Don't have a Facebook, don't have none of that shit, right? Now, because back then, they'll just say don't have an internet, don't have a Facebook, especially when Dateline NBC with the whole like How to Catch a Predator thing became like hot in the early 2000s. Parents was like, I don't want you having a Facebook. I don't want you having that. Those same parents now have those things, but back then they didn't have it. Because the internet wasn't like the internet back then. It was kind of like a thing, but it was not a thing. But now, it's different. Everyone has some form of Facebook, some type of social media footprint somewhere. So, like, growing up, when you made a Facebook or a MySpace or whatever, a Skype, whatever it was, you kept that shit secret, right? You didn't tell people unless you personally knew them like that, like a cousin, associate, a friend, even a sibling. Only the people who you was literally in direct contact with that you trust enough will know your shit. Anyone outside of that was just, you catfishing everyone. You didn't know who the fuck to talk to, who you was talking to. So you just gave fake ages, you gave fake pictures, you gave fake everything. Fake everything. Fake everything. You don't even you make up shit about yourself. You don't even go with, like, a whole plan. You just everything is a lie because you don't take this shit seriously. But for you to tell your whole and doctor yourself like that is crazy, man. That's crazy. I don't know, man. And this is why we're in the shit we're in with the government.
Facial age estimation. A short video selfie processed on your device, not stored by Discord. Yeah, sure. Not just... Bro, anytime they say they don't store your data, that 100%
they're lying.
Means they're storing your data somewhere. It's being cached, I promise you. Or option 2, uploading a photo of a government-issued ID. Data deleted after verification. Yeah, data deleted.
That's lying.
I don't believe
that's a fuck lie. Why would you... That's a lie. They're lying to you. I don't give a shit how much of a patriot you are on this earth, to whether it's America or another country or just on this planet in general. If they ever tell you, as soon as we verify it, we delete it, they are fucking lying to you. They are lying off rip. They are lying to you. You honestly believe that they're just going to delete it after they verify? Fuck no. Right? Doesn't make any sense. That shit makes no sense. War Thunder? Literally documents has been handed to them by... What the fuck? Are you serious?
These tech companies anymore. I just don't. I'm sorry. Like, bro, this is just a PR statement. This is just for technicalities and formalities and liability reasons behind the scenes. They're definitely keeping your data. No, we're not falling for that again. And in the past, to get around this issue, because in certain countries like the UK, this was already mandated, people were using, just like video game character models like this one from Death Stranding of Norman Reedus, right? Here's an example here.
So apparently you can bypass Discord's new age verification in the UK by using...
I'm serious, random people obtain government documents and just, to know about leaks to this game. Oh my god.
Sam from Death Stranding. So, yeah, I've got Discord ready to go.
Isn't it funny? Isn't War Thunder a military, mobile game or some shit?
I'm going to give this a go, I guess.
And as you can see here, he lines it up, the character model from the video game. He gets that in frame.
Just did it. see that.
And now it's unlocked. So a lot of people are probably going to be using video game models from Gary's Mod or Death Stranding or whatever. Anything that allows you to digitally manipulate the character model's face in order to bypass restrictions, which is just dumb in my opinion. And the crazy thing about this, before it was just relegated to specific countries with, abhorrent censorship laws. But now it's globally, apparently. It's for the entire website. And if anybody knows anything about tech companies, bro, just understand they're not going to delete your data. They're going to keep your data. They're not going to terminate it. And they're probably going to sell it to foreign investors or interests like intelligence agencies out there who want to spy on you. It is what it is. So I wouldn't submit your or government-issued ID to a goddamn social media tech company like Discord, who's been notorious for various leaks. And of course, TeamSpeak is in the comment section saying this might actually happen. Not gonna lie, with a prayer image from ASUS. So they're happy. And turns out there are a lot of users now who are canceling their Discord Nitro subscriptions, which is basically like,
I never bought that shit subscription. I'm sorry. I know some of you like the subscriptions with the little aesthetic thing. That shit never crossed my mind to get one of those. I never cared about any of those aesthetic things and those little profile shit. I never cared about that shit. Not once. I use it to talk to people, video chat, and that's it. Listen, if Skype comes, Skype's never coming back, but if Skype were to come back, I would drop Discord instantly. Never used it and don't care for it, don't care. Never did. This is why I know for a fact if there was more people like me, these people will go bankrupt tomorrow. They'll have to go back in the old days like the 90s and 2000s where if you wanted me to buy your shit, it has to be the whole game. I'm not buying no skin. I'm not doing none of that crap. I'm not buying no aesthetic. I'm not buying no emote. I'm not buying no battle pass. Give me the whole damn game. If I can't get the whole damn game for the 60, 70, or the $80 I paid for, and I don't get everything and I have to pay more, fuck you. I'm not doing it. I ain't buying your game. I'll play Super Mario tomorrow. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't even fuck with that. I ain't fuck with any of that. People, day citizens. That's crazy. Like, why is there a Discord battle? I don't know. That's the problem. We all need to get together as a collective. Like, fuck the whole Palestine thing, the ICE thing, and all that stuff. We should get together and go against the idea of the subscription model. If everyone stopped buying subscriptions, this will fix itself almost instantly. If everyone stops buying subscriptions, this will fix itself. Adobe will go back to the old ways and just sell the software. Clip Studio Paint will make you pay monthly. Discord will just have to be like Skype. I'm dead serious. If everyone got together and said, we will own the shit I buy, that shit, no I didn't. I've been always doing that. That's how long you have not been here. If we did that, the battle pass will die. The skins will die. The battle pass will be in the game itself. Usually.
YouTube Premium for Discord, right? Gives you access to different features.
That's
Yeah, honestly, if they ever try to force me to scan my face or submit an ID, I'm not going to use Discord anymore, unfortunately. Like, it's just not happening. And again, TeamSpeak in the comment section with another sassy gif, right? They're being very nonchalant right now. And then comments are quote retweeted by saying, improve your product instead of making these worthless, sassy quote tweets. You fart. 70,000 likes, by the way. I just gotta say, man, apparently TeamSpeak is trash. They don't even have a proper mobile app. Their UI sucks, and I guess they're preying on the downfall of Discord. Meanwhile, they're just as shit as well. And again, from this
What is
this
TeamSpeak? What is TeamSpeak? What is that? The people who made Discord, or like is that a whole different app?
Very fleshed out statement from Discord.
Hang on, Cleglier. Oh my God, how do you say it? Cleglier? How do you say this dude's name? Hold on.
Clavicular.
Clavicular. I'm saying it wrong. Clavicular arrested, facing 15 years in prison. Oh shit! What did bro do?
Guys and gals, crazy story here.
For those who don't know, this is the looks maxing dude who run over that crazy stalker who was harassing him. Apparently he's in trouble.
Looks maxing influencer Clavicular, I'm sure we're all familiar with him. He is facing up to 15 years in prison with his 3 separate legal cases. So this guy, he just cannot seem to keep out of trouble. So his most recent situation, of which I'm gonna explain today, is involving a felony, actually multiple felonies, including having drugs on him and a fake document. In this case, he was in Arizona recently, trying to get into a club with a fake ID. The police were watching his stream. They knew what he was doing. He got into the club after showing his ID to the bouncer. After that, police came to the same club, arrested him, patted him down, and found some narcotics in his pocket, I believe Adderall, of which he did not have a prescription for. In this other legal case, it involved an assault case tied to a fight involving his girlfriend. I'm not sure which one, which girl. He said many. And this third one, a civil lawsuit stemming from a car accident, of which we know was right here. He ran somebody over who was stalking and harassing and assaulting him. This is going to be an interesting case. I think the audiences were pretty split on this. And here is that girl right here, and this is the night he was arrested. So this guy, he's all over the place. And in total, for all of these cases, he's facing a combined 15 years in prison. Although I don't think he'll get anywhere near that if his lawyers are good enough to fight on his behalf. Additionally, here is his mugshot, as you can see. But he doesn't look too happy here. That said, here is some footage from that night of his arrest in Arizona.
Is he being detained at the moment?
He's being placed under arrest.
Under arrest? For what?
I don't know. That's up to him to let you know.
The loading problem's having... Wait, did you swipe up, swipe down? Is it really having a problem? What the hell? Okay, it seems like it's working.
It's bullshit. He's gonna be fine. They're gonna get cooked, guys. Like, this is really bad.
So yeah, as you can see, guy was detained, put in handcuffs, and arrested by multiple police officers who were, again, watching his stream prior to even doing this little operation. And again, for further context, the reason for why I believe this guy's in Arizona is because he was banned from all nightclubs, I believe, in Miami after partying
when it does that
with
swipe up, swipe down first to check.
And Sneeko singing. Like, again, what is this timeline? Clavicular, Fresh, who is this? I don't know. Myron, Andrew Tate's brother Tristan, singing. They don't understand the things I say on Twitter. They don't understand the things I say on Twitter. N-word.
Is it really having problems? What the fuck is going on? Hold on. You know, I'm gonna just turn off Twitch. Maybe that's the problem.
Heil Mustache Man. And
see if it works
as far
now.
as I'm aware, these guys can't party or go to any major clubs outside of backwater, hole-in-the-wall clubs in Miami. They're pretty much banned from every major venue as far as I'm aware. And now, because of that, he's up here, traveled halfway across the country to Arizona, digging himself deeper into the bottomless hole of which he's already in.
I can't grab it, bro.
I'm gonna give you guys a piece of advice.
Yep. These guys determine how long this whole process lasts. Of course, it could last an hour or it could last 10 hours.
Okay.
If you put that in their face.
Wow.
No, I didn't mean to put it in their face.
No.
I
would just get. Yeah. You're gonna have plenty of content for this one.
I just wanted him to be able to explain his side to the chat before he leaves.
You know, everything has to be for content, right, guys? Everything has to be for content, ladies and gents. These guys can't put the cameras down even for a sec, even in the face of spending the weekend in jail, multiple felony counts of which I believe he has now, and up to 8 years in prison just for this one case alone, of which I don't think he's going to get 8 years. But again,
it's
another
working now?
ding to his record.
He's getting fine. I mean, everything was done properly.
And as you can see here in this post by KickChamp, they say Clavicular was charged with 2 felonies for fake documents and illegal drugs, both carrying possible prison time, and a misdemeanor for using a fake ID to obtain alcohol. They say Braden Eric Peters, Booking number G235021. Booking date 2026, February 8th. Time of booking 1702, which is 5:02 p.m. I believe. Arrested in Scottsdale, Arizona. And as you can see, they got him on multiple counts: forgery, possession, forged instrument, dangerous drug possession and use, and liquor, minor false ID to enter. So 2 felonies and 1 misdemeanor. And this is the role model a lot of people are letting themselves be role modeled by, especially people who are legit still developing minds in middle school and high school. Like, guys, don't. Again, like I said in the past, I get it, the whole looks maxing thing. Okay, improve your looks within moderation, gym, healthy diet, sleep, drink water. But everything else that this guy stands on is ridiculous. And he's only fueling the extremism in certain communities when it comes to body dysmorphia and the chase of looking prettier or better via surgery and injecting yourself with things you probably don't want to be injecting yourselves with. But anyway,
that he was in possession of a forged document and that it was being used to defraud, given the fact that he was under the age of 21 and he obtained admittance to that venue. No information in the Form 4 that he indicated to law enforcement in any way that he had a valid prescription for
Are you guys getting
lag? Mr. Peters had been live streaming himself approaching individuals in Old Town Scottsdale asking if he could obtain Adderall. So certainly that factual information would negate the assertion that he in fact had some type of valid prescription for that. So
he's cooked because he was on stream and everything needs to be for content, and streaming is live content of which you can't edit for the most part. That evidence is out there. This is that new aged modern snitching on yourself. But he's on stream literally asking people in Arizona of all places, in Scottsdale, do you have insert specific drug that I want on stream? Like, how dumb can you be?
The court is going to find probable cause as to all 3 allegations. I understand the argument as to possession of a forged instrument. However,
are you guys getting lag?
Given the totality of the circumstances, that does meet, that does meet probable cause.
Probable cause, the judge says. And now pretty much during this hearing, they said he can't leave the state, he can't drink, he can't party, he can't do drugs, of course, unless medically necessary. And of course, what is Clavicular's main content surrounded by now? Partying, drinking, hanging out with girls.
Most of
the streams, as far as I'm aware, are literally him high or drunk 24/7, slurring his speech.
Our understanding is that Mr. Peters resides in the state of Florida, that he has no known ties to Arizona. I think we've already sufficiently discussed the particular facts of this case. The state is particularly concerned, one, that he represents a flight risk given that he doesn't have any ties to the state of Arizona and resides in Florida. Additionally, our understanding is that he does have a significant source of income that he could use to assist him to flee. Additionally, we are concerned really just in general of whether he'll comply with any kind of release conditions.
Yeah, release conditions, huh? Flight risk, huh? Of course. We already know that there's a high probability that Clavicular would just fly his ass back to Florida. And as for release conditions, I honestly don't believe he's gonna stick by him. This man literally injects himself with multiple forms of peptides and non-prescription meds. Additionally, we all know that he says he sniffs that particular drug that limits his appetite so he can stay skinny. So, given all these restrictions that are counterintuitive to his looks-maxing lifestyle, I don't think he's gonna make it, guys. I don't think.
Given his behavior, as I indicated earlier in my previous argument, he was live streaming himself going up to individuals asking for an illegal substance. He clearly doesn't have any respect for the law. And given all of that, we are concerned that he may not follow any release conditions that this court may impose.
And that right there is why you don't live stream everything. In fact, this is why you don't be an asshole. This is why you want to be respectful. Clavicular didn't have to do any of the things he's done within the past few months that has gotten him to this point in life. To where he's now, in some random courthouse in Arizona, fighting these multiple felony counts for fake IDs and drugs he's not supposed to be having on his person. This is entirely his fault. He's a grown man.
If I impose release conditions, Mr. Peters, do you understand that you have court hearings on February 23rd at 8:30 a.m. and February 26th at 8:30 a.m.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Do you understand that you must make an appearance at both of those hearings?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And do you understand the importance of resolving this matter?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And Counselor, I'll trust that you will have a conversation with your client about the need to be very careful about, the content of what he posts to social media. Sir, you are not to return to the scene of the alleged crime, all right? No contact with any arresting officers, no weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription, no alcohol, no driving without a valid license.
So yeah, Buddy is cooked. Fighting multiple legal battles all at once is crazy. I don't know if he has the funds for this.
That's not much of a change. Like, one is just, if I don't know if I can even fight one, why would I fight 50 sized ones? I would just take one. I'll just fight one. Would you rather go against a Krampus size gorilla or 50 Krampus size gorilla? Yeah, it's like, if I don't know if I can even fight one, why would I fight 50? I should just fight one.
This type of stuff, but he does have many fans. He does have a school community of which he's making money from. He's on YouTube and Twitch and Kick, so yeah, he should be making enough to cover these legal funds, although it's probably going to drain his accounts. Thoughts and opinions down below, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think about this? And yeah, catch you guys in the next one.
A few moments later.
And lastly, ladies and gentlemen, here I am in the future with a huge update regarding this. Feared Buck says Clavicular's 2 felony charges and 1 misdemeanor charge in Maricopa County have been dropped. He was facing a maximum of 8 years in prison. But of course, his other cases are still pending. He's still fighting other cases in other states. So yeah. And his response was, you just got a mog with an image that says men's facial features may sway criminal sentencing. A 2017 study suggests a link between certain facial features and the severity of the punishment a judge assigns to felony crime, which I'm going to assume means handsome men get away with more things that ugly men do, unfortunately, not get away with. Buddy is essentially saying he only got away because he outmogged the criminal justice system. He outmogged the attorney.
Bro's smart. Bro's smart. He's saying this so he can get more people to Looks Max to get his advice to buy his courses and shit. Dude is smart. He ain't stupid. That might be somewhat true to a degree. But the fact that bro even said that after being the first one. This dude is on some level shit. This is what happens when you make your whole life into content. It never stops. It never ends. It's just constant content all the time. You can never win. There's never a time you can just take a break. You're constantly on the camera. You're constantly advertising. You're constantly trying to sell something. Also, you get that. Like, you constantly get something. It's like, that's the wildest thing about that. That's just crazy.
Lawyer and judge. So yeah, guys and gals, take that as you will. Catch you in the next one.
That's crazy.
All right.
That is super crazy. All right. Oh. All right, let me see here. I haven't watched anything Jay has done in a while. What is this? How's your day? I'm doing really awesome. What about yours, bro?
What's up? I thought I'd make an art video today. So, well, it's not really an art video. I'm not doing art. I'm just reacting to something that somebody is doing when it comes to relationships. So, this video is going to be very important for people who are artists. Because I don't think that this type of video has been done before. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about the person that's on my screen right now. The YouTube GOAT, PewDiePie.
But respect women.
For any artists who've been doing it for as long as I have, and professionally, I mean I make money by doing this. You know what I'm saying? This is my career. For somebody who's been doing this shit professionally, to see his journey on actually doing a video to where he drew for an entire year, get better. Like every single day he drew, every single day, until he actually got better in the progression that he actually was able to achieve is incredible, because this shows you that a normal person who does not draw, who has not drawn before, can always get better if you have that dedication and mind state.
Correct.
And mind you, he doesn't have to. This guy is rich and famous. He doesn't have to do anything, actually. This is a side quest. So for him to do this shit just out of nowhere, I respect it highly, especially me being an artist in the field that I'm in. The only reason why I'm able to do it is because I have a passion for it. I really don't care if I get paid or not, but I so happen to do get paid for it. So that's just a plus. But for him, he doesn't have to get paid for anything. He's not getting anything out of this besides just doing it out of pure interest. So my hat goes off to him. I respect it. He made another video to where he actually got spent, as you can see, 24 hours at a drawing anime studio. What anime drawing studio is this, mind you? The one that does Attack on Titan. That's the major one. So we're just going to stick on that because he's actually going to be talking about that during the video. But which studios is probably right under Mappa when it comes to quality?
Yeah, I think he's right. I think it's Mappa, Wit Studio, and Bones. I think those are the top 3 right now. I could be wrong. I think it's Mappa, Wit Studio, Bones, and then fuck, what was the other one? Is it JC Productions? I'm not sure. I don't think that's right. But it's one of those. Oh, Madhouse. Fuck. I'm sorry. I think I could be wrong. Wait. It's Mappa, Wit Studio, I think Madhouse, and Bones. Those are the top 4 big ones. Or David Production. Yeah, David. Wait, what did David Productions do? They didn't do Spy Family, did they? Well, I'm having a I know they worked on a popular anime, but I can't think of it right now. Holy shit! Did they work on my darling? My Dress Up My Darling?
I think they're neck and neck almost though, but I really wanted to see what he was going to experience if he went to Mappa. But for him to get invited by these people, it's incredible. These people are tight knit like crazy. They don't want nobody seeing behind the scenes stuff.
Dead
so
on
this
Luck?
is a first in a lifetime video.
I thought Fire Force was done by Bones. Maybe I'm wrong.
Has not been done before. A lot of artists are going to be interested in seeing the insiders of what's going on. So as y'all can see, this video is 32 minutes. We're not going to react to the full thing. I just want to show y'all bits and pieces.
Oh wait, no,
I'm
lying. It's Mappa, Wit Studios, Madhouse, Bones, David Productions, and Trigger. I think those are the big 6. If I had to do, but I think the big 3 is Mappa, Wit Studio, and probably between Madhouse and Bones. I think Madhouse and Bones are on the same level. And yeah, I think David Productions is kind of like an underdog. But they're up there, though. They're definitely up there. They are definitely up there, I can say.
Right? Of his studio visit and show y'all a behind the scenes, just in case you guys haven't seen this yet. So you could possibly get my artistic perspective behind it too as well. So without further ado, man, let's get into this. I'm very proud of this dude for actually taking the time, doing something that he doesn't have to do, showing the inside for people who are young artists who would love to see what he's seeing right now. I would love to see what he's seeing, but hey, he did it for me. So without further ado, 1, 2, 3, go.
A few months ago, I got a letter, an invitation from the Royal House of Anime, gods of anime. Wit Studio invited me to come over. I could not pass up. They've animated Attack on Titan, Spy Family, a ton of shows, and even the new upcoming One Piece. This is a huge deal. They don't normally do this kind of thing.
What he's saying right here is actually true. Nobody does this. No art studio does this at all. So for them to actually invite him, they must have seen his video of actually, like a whole year challenge, like every single day. And just listen, artists respect that, especially if it's not your field of expertise. And you don't have to get paid for it. You're just doing it just for the love of the game. That's
just for the love of the game, bro.
Everybody's gonna look at that and be like, "Oh yeah, he's invited to the cookout." Basically, that's like invited to the cookout type shit. Yep. This guy deserves it.
I could not believe it. Me? Apparently they saw my drawing video where I taught myself how to draw and was like, hey, let's have this read over. But I was not just coming for a visit. I was actually coming to participate and draw myself.
That's crazy.
So we filmed the whole experience, and it starts off at 8 a.m. heading to Witch Studios with Paul, the camera guy.
We're heading to Witch Studio. The king of anime has invited me. I don't know why.
I'll be nervous as fuck right now.
If this doesn't go well, I'll be banned from anime.
Not gonna lie to you, a lot of AI artists are literally, I'll call them artists. AI accomplices are just swinging at the air right now. Just swinging at the air like, fuck! Damn!
You distract them, and I'll just run into the woods and live there for the rest of my life if this doesn't go well. I don't know, I'm really nervous. I think drawing with professionals, that's kind of daunting, but I think it'll be really valuable information. We'll learn a lot, and there's always plan B.
Now see, why he's nervous is because like he's like an intermediate, you know, like he's like a beginner technically still. He only been drawing for not as long as me, but he's been, you know, he's just starting. So like I can see why he's nervous. Why I would be nervous is just pure anticipation. I would just be like, bro, I cannot wait to see how these guys do the shit behind the scenes. I can't wait to see how professionals actually do it, because I know how I do it, but to see the whole working machine going on at the same time, I'll just be blown. I'll be like a kid on Christmas. It's like
they'll be mad because they're not being recognized for their so-called creative works.
So that's my nervousness. Not like, oh my god, what they gonna think about me? Shit. No, I'm not worried about that.
So first off, I got to meet with the board of directors and the creators. A bit of a cultural explanation here. Japan is very formal business-wise, no matter what. You wear a business suit and a tie. Everyone looks the same in the business industry. So the fact that these guys pull up in Attack on Titan t-shirts and their goofy attitude, I absolutely love. These guys were awesome.
Okay.
Laid back personalities.
So, which anime have you worked in the past?
Right?
Oh, wow. He's the board member of which studio TV anime Attack on Titan season 1 through 3. I know you guys can't see that because my fucking face is down there, but it's really not that big of a deal. He's the chief animation director for Spy Family, which is pretty good. So he got his hands full.
Super.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So what are we going to do today?
まずスタジオの中を見てもらいまして、アニメの工程か作り方の工程を見てもらいます。
Is this their first time ever doing this?
あとは毎朝アニメーターが
Okay, you know what? Hold up a second. I see I'm blocking words at the bottom because they do have subtitles. So I have to do this in order for you guys to understand the full experience. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to make myself a little smaller, put myself up right here.
I know how it feels, Jay. I know how it feels, Jay. You know how many times I have to be fucking around with this stupid box just for my audience to get some credence of what the context is? That
subtitles was going on at the bottom because mainly they're going to be down here. I'm going to do that.
やってます。それも体験してもらおうかなと思ってます。
Every day?
毎日。
So you also experiencing that today too? Together. Okay.
Can you tell how much I am nervous about the drawing bit?
He is
I knew I was
scared
going
as
to
hell.
draw with the other animators, the warm-up drawing session, but I was dying on the inside, okay? There's just something about drawing in front of other people, especially pros. Like, it's just daunting.
Bro, that should be exciting to you. See, the thing is, like, I get it. Like, when people are like like he's not an artist, he's a lover of it. You know what I'm saying? He's a lover of the game that decided to participate in it. I do this shit for a living, and I do it as a passion. I would love to be next to somebody who is light years better than me, and I'm trying my best just to learn off of them. I'm not embarrassed at all. I don't get embarrassed.
Yes, don't get embarrassed at that. Don't let that. See, I think it was the saying, don't try to get even with someone, get ahead, right? Don't ever try to get even with someone, get ahead. So if someone's ahead of you, don't think of that as you being incompetent. Look at it as an opportunity to improve faster, so you're getting their information. They have to figure it out themselves. They're giving you the blueprint of how to get there without, fucking up and wasting time. Look at that as an opportunity to improve your situation. Don't see that as I don't feel good enough. Don't worry about that shit. This is why when people say to me, yes, aim for the head like Thanos. like, I always say this like this. This is why when people ask me, how do you keep, motivation or inspiration to keep drawing? I'm like, my only focus and goal is to improve. I don't need an inspiration or a motivation. No, my only motivation is to improve. I don't need no inspiration. Because if I can't draw a head, I can't draw a hand, I can't draw a body, I can't draw this, why the hell am I worried about being the next biggest thing when I can't do the most simplest? You're putting the carriage in front of the horse type shit. That's what that is. This is why I made that video. Well, I'm gonna head out. Take care. Okay, so and this is exactly why I say all the time, stop worrying about being the best. Just worry about understanding.
There's always going to be somebody that's better than you. But when you're in the beginning, you still got insecurities about your your level. So you judge yourself based on
my motivation thickness.
I grew out of that shit when I was like 12 years old because I've been drawing before then. So it's like, for me, like, I'm just a student. Everybody that he's going to see at this studio think exactly like me. They're just students. They don't think of themselves as being up here. They think of themselves as still learning and progressing. So PewDiePie sees himself as not worthy to be a part of the group. But those people in the room, they're not even thinking that at all. Nope. Every artist who does this shit for the love of the game do not give a shit about title, how good they are, or nothing. They
don't
just
care.
Want to learn and just do what they love to do, which is draw. That's all they want to do.
But first, they introduced me to some of...
I love watching Jay, the concept. Me and Jay thinks exactly the same. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. Always love watching his videos. You can learn a thing from Jay.
Their work.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Whoa.
Attack on Titan.
I'm so excited, man.
Nice. Oh,
they got it playing right here on the screen.
18 seconds animation cut.
This legendary scene in particular.
I've never seen this before. Oh my god, bro. Jesus Christ. You know, it's funny. I know how they did that scene too. This scene was done by 3D compositing when it comes to the background. The background was done by first drawing it first, and then they put it into like
I don't think so.
CG, of course, to get the environments to to look consistent across the board. So they got repeated patterns right here, which is actually helpful. I do this all the time too when it comes to drawing backgrounds. This is good for the 3D the 3D space. And the hardest part that took the longest is not the background and the camera and like the 3D camera going through. No, it's the character. The character took I guarantee you this took months to do. Like months.
18 seconds animation
for 18
this
seconds.
Legendary scene in particular.
The character is what I'm looking at when it's like, oh my god. The background, that's just a 3D camera. That's all that is. But the character, holy shit. Jesus
You can probably
Christ.
tell what's so special about it. There's no cuts. They told me initially this was supposed to be 3 cuts, but the director just came in and decided to go Super Saiyan and was like, no cuts.
エバラさんが自ら言ったの
Yeah, he's
で、
crazy.
もうそこはもう彼にお任せして作業に入ってもらうんですけど、もうエバラさんはもうずっと会社に居続けました
He said it literally stayed in the office forever. You guys don't know how literal that is. See, when people love what they do, they don't care.
They don't care.
They'll just stay after and be like, "Nah, I gotta get this finished." I do that sometimes. Bro, I stay up to like 3 o'clock
in the morning.
sometimes,
Yep.
working on my shit.
Yep.
And I'm talking about on shit I don't even get paid for. I would literally stay up to 3 o'clock in the morning when I should be fucking asleep because I gotta get up at 9 o'clock, right? But I don't care. I just be like, "No, I gotta get this done." So I know exactly what he means. He literally means he's probably staying in the office forever, and he probably does not care if he gets paid overtime or not. He just want to get it done.
Mr. Ibarra came up with the idea to have it in one scene, so he had to take responsibility to complete it.
Okay, yeah.
Because of that, he was in the office working on the animation for the whole day for several days.
Oh, Jesus.
No one had
That's
expected
incredible.
this much of work to be done.
Oh, really?
So when everyone was checking the animation, they were saying that Mr. Ibarra is crazy. One word. Not
It's
awesome,
crazy,
it's
but guess what?
crazy.
People gonna remember the scene though. This is the thing though too, like that you got to remember about artists. We know how long stuff takes. That's not the thing that that motivates us. What motivates us is not how long something takes.
It done.
It's when it's finished. It's
Yep.
forever.
Woo! Let's go! Let's go, Jay! Let's go, Jay! I know what that means! Like, getting it done is all that matters. Don't matter how long it takes. All that matters is getting it done. That's all that matters.
There's no more working on it. So, no matter how long something takes, a piece or an animation project that you work on, value the time it takes to do it, because once it's done, it's out there forever and people can appreciate the amount of work it took to go behind it.
I am posting this up. I'm posting this segment up.
You don't have to keep on editing it and keep on bumping up or doing
I hope Jay sees this.
Whatever, but if you shortcut yourself and you do it, I would say like cheaply, and you put it out there, you're going to be mad that it's out there forever, because you're going to be looking at it like, damn, I could have spent more time on that. Damn, I wish I did actually took the time to actually, you know, just a little bit more dedication to that one specific part. If I would have did that, it would have been there forever, and I wouldn't be having regrets on doing it. Take time and don't rush it. This person that did this knows exactly what I'm talking about. But we're gonna move on to something else, because, like I said before, this shit is actually longer than what you see. He's actually meeting the color design person, which I really want you guys to see this though. This guy worked on Dan to Dan too. He's the color designer for Dan to Dan as well. And as you know, Dan to Dan is hyper, you know, like psychedelic type of colors and shit. So he's a good color person.
仕上げという部署の色彩設定ということをやっている橋本と言います。はい、カラーデザイン、はい。
I gotta be honest, I never really thought about colors that much. We looked at the character color design for Attack on Titan. Seeing the raw drawing and then just it come to life with the color was so cool.
That's a fucking amazing. And you know what? Look at all these goddamn layers. Holy shit. Every single one of these characters. And this is simplistic though too. You guys
Let's go, Bri.
This has to be simplistic in order for them to do animation. Because they have to just be able to put things in. And for people in the animators, in the colorists, the artists, they have to all be on the same page. So this is, bro, simplicity is key, but simplicity looks clean.
It really makes you realize just how important color is.
Yeah.
Obviously. But not only that, we got to see how it's drawn different colors, if it's twilight or sunset or night or day. All this made a huge difference, and it just...
Oh, that's so important. That's so important.
We got to see how it's drawn.
That's important. Yep, they got the warm, I would say
colors.
oranges, yellow tinge colors for the
That's something I had trouble with.
Sunset.
On different colors, if it's twilight or sunset or
nighttime, you use purple hues, purple, pink. I would say bluish hues too. That's perfect for that. I know all the shadows have that. And you know what's funny though too? I guarantee you they use only like maybe 4 swatches of color for everybody when it comes to that. Everybody has the same shadow tone. I guarantee you it's like bluish purple mixture or something like that for the shadow tones. And like I would say pinkish, depending on the skin tone of the person, right? Pinkish or palish reddish color for that. You know, for like the regular, you know, the base color.
Night or day, all this made a huge difference, and it just looked perfect. I don't know how to describe it. I will say this a lot in this video, but every single frame, someone has to color.
The colors have to have coordination to that of the environment, because if you put a character, if you take a red ball and put it in dark, in a more dim or like a bluish area, it's gonna be a more purplish hue. If you put, like, I think the red ball in, like, more of a sunny area, it'll be, like, a reddish, orangey color. It really depends on the environment, and that's where a lot of people get tripped up. This is where it gets really tricky. It's really annoying. Colors can be very complicated and annoying, depending on situations, so it's insane.
Yeah. And seeing him do it, it's just unbelievable. You might have noticed the raw image here has red and blue lines on it. That's basically a marker for them, what is highlight and what is shadow. Yep. Little industry and knowledge for you guys.
Yeah, I should give it a try. This is why I say to people, you don't have to be good at... This is what makes art fun. It can be diced in different sections. So, like, you can be really good at coloring, but you can really suck at drawing. You can be really good at drawing, but you can really suck at coloring. Or you can be really good at, color theory and understanding how things work, but you could really suck at anatomy and don't know how to construct shapes well. These are skill sets you need to apply based fundamentally to understand them. This is why I hate the question when they ask me how long have you been drawing, because what they're doing is they're not asking me because they care how long I've been drawing. They're trying to get a measurement of thinking, okay, if he's been drawing for this long and I only been drawing for this long, that means either I'm really far behind or I'm very close. Yeah, and that's why when I made that TikTok, I posted it today. It's the story on why I went on digital, because it's too expensive doing things traditional.
Wow. This pose right here, this little thing right here probably took maybe 6 hours. You have to understand, bro, you have to respect the game. This shit right here is probably 6 hours. I guarantee you. This shit would take me 12.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yep.
Wow. How long does this take to get this much?
そうですね。これまあ人にもよりますけど1枚の
15 to 30 minutes per image. It's mainly 24 frames per second or 23 or something like that, roughly around that. That's about 6 hours.
まあ15分、20分、30分とかかかって、で日本のアニメーションって1秒が24フレームなんです。
So it will take about 15 to 30 minutes for one picture to be drawn, and in Japanese animation, 1 second is 24 cuts or 24 animation.
Can you tell my math brain did not figure out what that meant?
No, it says you might think it's longer, but doing it is longer. Like, I might say it took us 6 hours to make this particular scene, but like sitting there and doing it for 6 hours feel like 12. It's the one thing when you hear it, it's another thing when you do it. It's like me asking you, Nathaniel, I want you to go animate someone doing a walk cycle for the very first time. And that should roughly take you, let's say that should roughly take you 12 hours to do. The first hour will feel like 100, like 2 days. Like, well, I thought it would be like that's how it'll feel to a beginner, for someone who's starting off. That shit is crazy. It'll feel like 2 days just doing one walk cycle.
A lot of work. That's what that meant. A lot of work goes into this. Next, I got to meet with backgrounds and detail.
Oh, this is my favorite part. I love, bro. Some anime studios use 3D and some just paint and just are gods at doing backgrounds and stuff. I need to hire a background artist like that.
How many backgrounds is in an episode? I guess like 20.
Probably more.
Up to 300 per episode.
Holy shit! I didn't even know that. Hold up.
There's a whole department for this.
よろしくお願いします。ここは背景化のセクションになってまして。
This is a section for the background team to be working on. He'll be introducing you about how background team is working on for the animation.
Nice.
So they started with raw image, like it's basic sketch. Then not in all, but then in some they get 3D rendering, and then they draw on top of that all the details.
This makes sense because the 3D rendering gives it the spatial awareness that you need. Because when you just do a flat background, it's going to look like a Bob Ross painting, right?
Yeah.
But you have to have lights reflecting realistically. And in order for you to save time, because it's still, come on now, come on, you save time if you can. If it doesn't diminish quality, save time. You're gonna have to have reflections on this and shit like that, and depending on the time of day, it's gonna have to change. You can't do that shit if it's a fucking painting. You're gonna have to repaint it over again with different lighting styles and shit. It's gonna be ridiculous. So yeah, this is 3D. It has to be. And layered on top of it with real artists. That's how you're supposed to do it.
Yeah,
it's a tool.
Not wrong.
Like AI.
He even made this video for us to see just how they do it. I couldn't help thinking, like, you wouldn't even notice that unless you zoom in. The amount of levels that goes into the details is insane. And I was like, that looks amazing. But he goes, no, this is the rough version. Here's the real one. It's like, oh.
God damn.
It really does make a huge difference. I asked what was the most challenging thing about this, and the answer was so obvious, but really interesting.
What's the most difficult thing?
スケジュールを守ることですかね。
Making sure he makes it for the deadline.
Of course.
The funniest thing is when they make those background paintings, some paintings will take like 2 weeks to make, or sometimes even longer, and that painting will be only seen for like 3 seconds of a frame. That's the craziest thing. A dude would be working on a painting that's like 6 hours, a week or two long. I remember there was one, I think they was doing the documentary on Netflix for My Little Witch Academia, right? The dude was doing a whole, like, I don't know how big was the painting, but it was a big ass painting of like one of the castles. And he painted the castle, and he said it took him 2 weeks. He used watercolors and all this type of shit. It took him 2 weeks to make it, just painting alone. It's traditionally made. It's not made digitally. He made it traditionally. And only that's going to be seen for like literally 3.5 seconds. That shit is crazy. Hello. That shit is crazy. Dude will put 2 weeks to make one whole frame that's going to be for 3.5 seconds. That's crazy. It's just a background scene. That's what's crazy about it.
See, look what he just said at the bottom here. See, a lot of people think that these people are suffering. Bro, listen, a job is a choice. A lot of these people think that crunch time, that like people actually have a problem with it. You got to understand, people do this shit for a living. They care about
You couldn't.
They're not going to want to nobody subject themselves to torture when they don't have to. They're not going to do it. And these guys are uber talented. All these guys are. They choose to do this. And they love to do this. I would love to do it, period. But I work for myself. I found another avenue. That's the reason why I'm not doing it. I found another way to enjoy myself. But yeah, these guys just love, you can do this shit forever.
皆さん絵が好きなので、描いてること自体は楽しいので、そのスケジュールを守りながらどう自分の最大のポテンシャルを出すかっていうのが、この仕事のやりがいでもあります。
Everyone works on a deadline. He's like, I love drawing. I can keep drawing forever, but we have to keep constantly moving. And when you draw on a tight schedule, that's gonna make.
See, bro, I'll give up faster than my grades did. Ash tries full of cigarette butts. This looks amazing. You did an excellent job. This is perfect for the one shot over the town during the broom race scene. Artist missed kid's birthday for 9 frames, right? Like,
make it so much more difficult. And I got to experience this firsthand in our next planned event, the Croquois session. This is a session they do to warm up every single day. This
is important for beginning artists right here. I want you guys to see this because it's just how he's going to react to this and what the outcome is going to be very important for any new artist or people who want to get to know how to draw. I'm gonna explain this though, so watch this.
It's in a circle and then you take turns to draw each other in all these different poses.
Oh, すごい. Wow. すごい. So,
you're challenging them.
30 seconds, right?
30 seconds?
Yeah.
Yeah, only 30.
Yeah. Yes, 30 seconds. That's why when you guys see me do speed paint, when I'm doing the speed drawings, like when we're doing really fast, when I'm on the clock, you wonder, how do you draw so fast? I do shit like that. I do shit like that. Two millions of sun.
Okay. Draw anything in 30 seconds. It's impossible.
No, it's possible. It's possible. You have to at least give an idea. Like, you guys see me do it many times, and it really does shock people sometimes when I do it. Especially if I'm going to have to just go off the cuff. Especially if I have a reference, that makes it much easier. But when I have to go off the cuff and not use no reference, oh my god, it's a pain in the ass. It's very possible.
The point is, right, listen, the biggest problem that beginning artists have, and I'm going to even say this, advanced artists have, is starting. What 30 seconds do is it's literally designed. You cannot make anything meaningful in 30 seconds, and that's the point. The point is for you to just start.
Yes, and also it teaches you not to worry about details. That's what a lot of people get caught up on, is details. You have to have the overall understanding of when you're drawing It's about the overall concept first. Get the concept first, worry about the details last. That's why they always said, you might hear this from your favorite artist, they'll always tell you to work big and work your way down small. Don't work small all the way to big. That makes no sense. Literally, work big, meaning make the big shapes, right? And then worry about the medium shapes, like the primary shapes. Start with the primary shapes, which is the big shapes. Then the secondary shapes, meaning the medium-sized shapes. And then the tertiary shapes, meaning the details. So, yeah. You're evil. You draw the eyes first. So you're putting yourself in a lot of trouble.
It's just like turning on the car at the beginning of the day when it's snowing outside, right? Turn on the car. You're not driving it yet, but just go out there and start it. Why would I have to start my car? Who cares? Just go out there and start it. It's going to be ready for you when you actually go out there. It's the same thing with this. You're starting your car. So 30 seconds is meant to trick your brain into thinking about something that is not finished. You're not going to think about something that's finished, which means you're not going to put pressure on yourself to finish it. You're just going to be creative during this time. Just come up with anything. You can draw whatever you want. And this is what gets your brain to start working. That's the point of the exercise. But of course, people who are, at the beginning, they're like 30 seconds. I can't draw anything. It's not designed for you to draw a masterpiece. It's meant for you to just start it up.
They told me it was going to be fast, but I did not realize just how fast 30 seconds is.
Yeah. No way. What? Okay,
they get to do this every day, man. This shit is crazy.
I see.
I would love to do this every day. It's pretty good for 30 seconds too, though. It's pretty good.
I was stressing out. I was like, what? Are people actually...
What I noticed about PewDiePie too is that a lot of people who just start off drawing that are not confident too much is that they draw small.
Yeah.
I draw big all the time too because I like to take up the whole page. Unless I'm doing character spreadsheets and shit like that, I'm drawing big. I don't like to draw small. I would do it depending on the scenario, but I see this a lot with beginner artists. They draw small because they don't understand scale yet.
What I say? What I say? Let's go, Jay! Let's go! What did I say? I am a fucking great teacher. I tell you, I'm not lying to you. I am not lying to you. What did I say? What the fuck? I told you, start big, work down small. Jay even said it. Never start small. Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah, boy.
It still look pretty good though. For like 30 seconds.
Slept back in school. I haven't dared to look at other people's yet. I hope they're as bad as mine, but I know that's not the case.
Never gonna be the case. They do this every day. This will get you so good at doing poses, man. It's not even funny.
Yep. This is why when my students say, how do I improve? I always said, focus on one thing at a time. Focus on one thing at a time. So if you're trying to get good at, say, drawing heads, I want you to focus drawing heads and only heads for a while. And I want you to draw heads, but I want you to draw them in different positions, different scenarios, just a head. If you want to put a neck on it, fine, that's fine. But if you want to draw a head, don't draw the body, because a lot of you do this thing where when you're trying to improve, you try to make it into an art piece. Don't do that. That is the most dumbest thing you can probably do. Don't do this. Do not do that. Then just take a break. Just take a break. But stay focused. That's the whole point. A lot of you do this thing where if I say go draw hands, you'll draw a whole like body, arm, and everything, and trying to make the hand do something, I don't know, magical or mystical or some type of pose you saw. I never told you to do any of that. I said directly to focus on drawing some hands. I don't care if it's disembodied. I'd rather you just draw a disembodied hand and focus on that. Bob does this. One of my students does this. One of my students does this, Bob's. He listens pretty well. He's like, I tell him, focus on 30 days on that specific thing. and he'll come back to me and show me how he did on day 1, and then whatever day that he put the limiter on. And then he'll see a difference. I always tell him that. Start on day 1, take your day 1 that you started, and then for the days that you keep drawing, look at the day that you put an end on, and then compare the two. How much of a difference have you improved between day 1 and day 30? And if you still feel like you have not improved, add another 30 or 15 days, and then see what happened on day 1, day 30, and the day that the next day that you put, or the next limiter that you put on, and then see between the 3 how much you improved from either day 1 to the last one, and then day 30 to the last one. And you don't have to draw every single day, but try to keep it up for at least 1 hour. That's it. Actually, 30 minutes. 30 minutes. You be how fast 30 minutes goes when you're drawing? It'll go super fast.
Wow. It's way too fast. Way too fast.
Yeah, he just thinking about the speed. That's a damn good pose too, though. Very good.
Very good. Look how fast that is. Look at that.
I don't think that's
good. Good. Look at that.
Yeah, that's PewDiePie. Okay, you can always tell a professional because of how they do it. This person is not connected. Well, watch this
way
person.
Too fast.
You knew immediately that wasn't PewDiePie just by how his hand was moving.
It is possible. You guys see me do it all the time. Yes, this is why you guys are always wondering, why do you keep drawing gestures? Why don't you do a full art piece? I ain't doing no full art piece I'm not getting paid for, but I'm definitely going to do this shit in front of you because this is what I do. This is the irony in this is that every time everyone keeps asking me, how do you improve? They don't pay attention to that all the time I've been posting. Majority of it has just been studies. That's the irony in this. They keep asking me, how do you get improved? How do you practice? If you watch my streams or see my work that I posted, and I'll even label it gesture 1, gesture 2, gesture 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, and I'll stop like at 30 or 34, some high ass number. And then I'll do the whole thing all over again on a different subject. So it'll be like drawing anime girls, doing sittings, or doing legs, arms, whatever case may be. Remember when we did the 100 hand challenge? I did one section of 25 hands, just regular hand, just a hand. Then the other 25 was like 2 hands at the same time, and then the other 25 was hands holding something. And then the other one was hand signs or something like that. I did hand signs. I did hands holding weapons, cups, anything I can. A book. I did even hand like bending fingers and stuff. Just anything interacting. I did like insane shit. It took me 3 days, even though I think 2.5. 2.5 days, but it was worth it. Because now I can draw hands. I'm not saying that's the one-off thing and that's it. There was many times I did, but I didn't really push myself to really do it and make you guys watch me do it. And we did that. That was crazy. Took me 2.5 days to actually get to 100. That was crazy. How do you get out of telling people how to draw because of 90% of people don't like my art style because they have their own ways, because maybe they don't know it when they get mad at me? Was that a legitimate answer, or that was a question? Or if you don't know, it's fine. Like, how do you get out of telling people how to draw because 90% of people don't like my art style? You don't have an art style. Beginners who are I say this to the majority of most people. If you're a beginner, 9 times out of 10, you don't have an art style. Majority of people do not have no art style. And I'm not saying they can't have one or they don't have one. I'm talking about beginners. Majority of beginners, intermediates, or even I will say even experts don't even have an art style. An art style is based on your fundamentals and concepts. Now your art style can go one or two ways, whether it's your drawing, like your physical technical skills, or your colorful color theory skills. Right? So, I think even composition can be an art style to a degree on how you frame things. That could be a thing, but like that's something a little different. But the point is like till you can draw the most basic of things, then you can see yourself getting to that art style level. I did a video on this already, but I don't think people have an art style till I can actually, like, you can see an art style. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to tell people that's my art style. Or you don't have to let people know. They'll see it. Like, art style, I always say, is a glorified handwriting. You know how people make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You know what I'm saying? Or ABC. You know what I'm saying? People write differently, whether it's in cursive or just regular, what case may be. There's a distinct way on how they draw and write words. That's your art style. But the difference is that learning how to draw A is almost instant for most people because it's literally 3 sticks, like, and you just slap it together, right? Or like a curve in the A if we're talking about like lowercase. But when it comes to like a whole body, clothes, you know, poses and all that stuff, perspective and fundamentals, it's a whole different aspect. Like I always say this to people, your art style is like a domain expansion for those who like JJK, or like if you like Soul Eater, it's like Soul Residence, or like if you're a Bleach, it's like a fucking like a, what do you call it, like a Bankai, or like if you watch Gacha Kuda, it's a Vital Instrument type shit. It's supposed to represent who you are based on how you look at the world and how you perceive it, right? So like if I ask you to draw like a teddy bear in a chair, even though we're all drawing the same thing, we're all going to draw it differently based on how it looks aesthetic wise, right? So the aesthetic and how you draw things is your art style, but your understanding of fundamentals a lot combined with those things will instantly be more unified than you just trying to draw it and that's it. Once you understand perspective, composition, you know, shading tactics, or like what do you call it, gestural stuff, or like you know, foreshortening. Once you apply these 8+ fundamentals, it will make sense, and then you will actually see the whole scope of it. And once you get to that initial idea, the word art style leaves your vocabulary, because art style is like not even a thing that most artists say. Well, professionals or even people with experience. So you don't even have to be a professional. But people with enough experience and been through that trench type thinking won't say the word art style anymore unless someone asks about it. I think the word art style, or that term, has been overused in a sense of trying to, it's like a look at me time response. It's like, look at me, look at me. So everyone uses art style to let people know how special they are. And I think it becomes more of a ball and chain than it is being something of something to be proud of. I think it's something you should ignore and let it speak for itself based on your studies, and people will see it. Right? It's like equivalent saying like, oh, I'm rich, I'm letting people know I'm rich. You may not be that rich if you have to tell people you're rich. You know what I'm saying? Or let people know how you got rich. People will know if you're rich or not. It's like Bill Gates, even though he's in his whatever the hell, you know he's rich. Or Elon Musk, let's use an example. Elon Musk, you know he's rich. You don't need to really like guess if he is. So it is what it is.
This guy does this all the time. He's thinking about basic shapes, as you can see.
Yeah, show not tell type shit. Correct. Yeah, you got it, Tink.
Beginners do is they think about the form, not the shape. The shape, somebody who's actually experienced simplifies things so that they don't have to think about the big grand scale of it, because we're still human at the end of the day. We can't think of 1,000 complex pieces all at once. So in order to do that is we do puzzle pieces.
Yes, we break it down in pieces. Like I said, you start small, secondary shapes, like primary shapes, secondary shapes, tertiary shapes. So whenever I look at a drawing, especially a gesture, especially I'm using it for a reference, I see the primary shape as like, depending on what I'm looking at, like a square, right? It's a square or a triangle. And then I have to put the pieces that make up the shape. So like, let's use an example. So if I were to do this, so like say I was doing this for a student. So see how in this particular, I I wonder if you guys can see it. This particular reference here. The shape is like a diamond. Like this. Because the arm is supposed to be like here. So it's kind of like this, right? If I draw the shape like this, all I have to make sure is that the head stays in this particular position. And then you landmark it here. Because I know that the shoulder and this shoulder is across from each other. So I'll have to make sure that it sticks out like this. And then the back is here. And then the breast comes like here. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that. So once that happens, because this is the primary shape, the conceptual idea of the primary shape. And then we use the tertiary shapes. The tertiary shape is like the head, the torso, the lower half of the torso, and the arm. And then once you combine these particular shapes as one, then you can worry about like the eyeball or so, or the mouth, or like the diamond on her chest. These don't make up the shape. These are inside the shape, right? So the shapes that are inside the shape has no real significance. The real significance is the primary and secondary shapes. Once you knock those out, then everything else should just fall into place. That's where a lot of people fall short of this, because they try to go at it at once, and then that's where they get panic, and then they start making the mistakes, and they start zooming in like this. They start zooming in like this just to get that one neck, and then you're stuck. So there you go. That's cool. Oops.
Be like, okay, this is like a cylinder. I'm gonna draw this first. This is like an oval. This is like a box shape, rectangle, whatever. We simplify it, right?
Yep.
You can always tell a professional because of how they're doing their line work. Look
Correct.
At this. This is perfect. He's thinking about none but shapes right now. He's not even thinking about the full pose.
Nope.
But
He's
PewDiePie
right.
is. PewDiePie's trying to gather the pose and not the shape. This is a perfect contrast.
Then after a couple sessions, we switched.
I am so glad he did this video, because like he's actually showing a lot of people, and kudos to him. He's showing a lot of beginner people how this actually works in the contrast.
Mm-hmm.
To 3 minutes.
So you have 3 minutes to go.
3 minutes to draw. Is it now?
Now.
Oh, okay.
3 minutes is a long time.
And then all of a sudden I'm like, this is too much time. But eventually I got a rhythm of it. I got a flow, and I was feeling good. I was like, okay, I like this. This is not too bad. This is not too bad.
You'll grow to like it. You will.
Then I made a terrible, terrible mistake. I glanced over to my left, and oh my God.
Yeah, you compared. You compared. Ah, there it is.
Oh, so annoying.
That is the most incredible piece of art. Looking at mine, just looking like a baby drew it. What I didn't know at the time was I was sitting next to the art director for all.
Oh, he's the GOAT. Yeah,
Bro, yes, bro. I'm telling you, if you're art director, you're the GOAT of goats. If you're the art director on a project, you are the GOAT of goats. You can draw better than anyone on the staff. That's like a guarantee, I'm telling you. Because I remember when I was watching a documentary on, I'll go back again, Little Witch Academia on Netflix, the Netflix special. I think it's on YouTube now. Or was it Milo? I think it was either that one or Kill a Kill. What was crazy about it is I thought the students that they hired for the project was talented. Well, they're technically interns, but like I thought they was talented already. Once one of the students who was confident and said, I could do this, he was like Bakugo. He was really like, he was confident in his stuff. And I was confident in his shit because he can draw. When he gave his section to the art director, and the art director just looked within seconds. He just scrolled that whole thing. One time look of the sequence, right, with paper. he instantly knew where the issues were. Instantly. He didn't look at 3 times, 4 times. He looked 1 time, and he circled everything that was wrong with it. And he was like, the dude took his paper and he said, fix those. And that was nearly 90% of all his paper. And what's wild about it is when the student did his overlap thing, the sequence, you thought it looks great. I didn't think nothing wrong. I thought that was perfect. When the dude pointed out all his problems and he showed them one by one where the weight was, where the gravity center was, it was insane. It was insane. It was crazy to me. He said this was wrong, this is wrong, because he said the center of gravity, the perspective's a little strange, this, that, and third. And this is the one-time sequence he saw, one run sequence. And he explained to him and showed him where he went wrong, and he redrew what he said, what he did, and he saw how much of a difference compared to the art director, compared to the intern. It was insane. You would be I recommend anyone to go watch that. I was like, fuck. If you think you're good, no, you are not. Like, I'm telling you, if you're art director, you are like insane good. Insane good.
Holy shit.
He's the
chief
big
animation
boss.
director and character designer. Yeah.
That was next level. I've been drawing for 2 years. I would still consider myself a beginner. Then it
Yep.
was my turn to pose. I wish I picked a less uncomfortable pose. I was in agonizing pain for 3 minutes, but I think I played it off pretty well.
Maybe a gun?
Yeah, that's a bad pose for you to be in for 3 minutes, man. 3 minutes that's like doing planks. That's like doing planks.
Yeah, yes. And then this is for those of you who went to art school. I don't know what's wrong with y'all and why you guys get quote unquote uncomfortable drawing naked people, which is weird as hell to me on how you guys find that weird, which is not weird, because if you went to art school, you will have to draw, and university wise, you will have to draw someone ass naked in front of you for hours. They'll be standing there with the actor sitting up there, woman or man, don't matter, and they'll be naked off rip standing in front of you. I don't know why you guys are so scared of drawing people naked, especially if you're trying to learn anatomy. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. Y'all pussified like that. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. Because if you went to literal art school, you will, and especially art university, you will have to draw someone ass naked in front of you. It's only when you don't wear it in art classes. But it's weird to me. And most of you don't have money to go to no university, so get very used to looking at references of people who are naked or at least half naked. They don't have to be ass naked. They could just be in a bikini. Something's wrong with y'all. Y'all be like, see the first person in a bikini. You guys say Gunnar alert and start losing your minds. You guys gotta get off that shit. That shit be weird.
I'm glad PewDiePie stayed in shape, man. I like seeing that. I like seeing him being, that's healthy. You should be. If you rich, there's no excuse.
Yes, there's no excuse if you rich, you fat. That's crazy to me. Look at every person who's rich and was fat. Or was fat and got rich. What they eventually do? Lose weight. They'll be on that whole being big is beautiful type shit. Or they'll say nothing's wrong with being big and beautiful. And I was like, you say that now, but when they get a little of that cheddar, that all of a sudden they start slimming down pretty fast. I wonder why. I'm looking at you, Adele. I'm looking at you, Lizzo. I'm looking at you, Megan Trainor. I'm looking at you, Missy Elliott. I'm looking at all y'all. I'm looking at you, Jonah. Well, I don't think he ever said that, but either Jonah Hill, Drake and Josh, Josh Peck. I think Josh. Bro, every person who was rich and got fat lost weight after they got a little bit of money. Oh yeah, Drake bought fake abs, right? He's so rich, he bought fake abs. Josh Peck, okay, I said it right. So Drake is so rich, he bought fake abs. Punk ass bitch. But anyway, that's funny as hell. That should be crazy.
Period. There's no excuse. That would be painful. Yeah.
It's so evil having, you know, a beginner and
They
a
tried
professional.
was at peace with themselves until Ozep did
It's if anything, it's inspiring. So.
I got you.
使っていただいてインスパイアされるので、すごくありがたいというふうに言ってます。学びになるっていうことを言ってます。
Areas of improvement. Where can I? What should I work on?
This is the main question that you want to ask, and you want to ask it honestly too, because they're going to tell you the truth. One thing I know about Asians tell the truth.
Yep.
They do not fucking lie, and I love it.
Nope.
I love being around people who don't bullshit me, because you can't get better if you don't know what the reason why, right?
Correct.
So,
次どういうところを意識してやればいい
My feelings won't be hurt. It's okay. So
they're all small. They're super small.
そうか。そうですね。もうちょっと大きく書くといいかも。
God damn it! Oh my god! Hold up a second. Did she literally just say the exact same thing I said?
そうか。そうですね。もうちょっと大きく書くといいかも。
This is the main thing that we know from a mile away. It shows confidence though, but I'm expecting that from PewDiePie, right? I'm not shitting on PewDiePie at all. He's actually way better than most people who only draw for 2 years. He's light years better actually though. And the fact that bro, come on now. So yeah, I peeped that out from a mile away. It shows me exactly how you think about your artwork anyway, is that you make it small. Make it big. Trust me. And think about basic shapes too. Make, to make the full picture.
yeah, I noticed you. Yeah, it's just a habit. Yeah, everyone draw bigger and it looks much more interesting, and it's hard to do the detailing.
Yeah, have a longer stroke and be more dynamic, as you said as well.
I think confidence. Probably, I was a little nervous.
This is where the director first shares his vision with different notes and detail.
こっち側アクションのところに必要な動き、こういうのを書いてほしいとか、あとはカメラの動きとかが書いてあるのがここ。
It has the instruction on how you want the characters to move, and in the boxes you also have the instruction for the camera team to whether, for example, pan up. It says there.
Yeah, this part right here, I will not be doing this part. I'll be somebody will be handing me this part.
It's passed to the keyframe team, which draws a rough version of the keyframes, like a first version of the animation. It was really cool and interesting to see how much is still drawn by hand or physical pieces being used.
You hear that? People who are fearing AI that they're going to take their fucking jobs. No, they're not. You think AI can do keyframes? You guys are, bro.
I'm not gonna lie to you. They say that the AI bubble is gonna pop within in a year or two. A lot of companies are thinking of doping out of this shit. I think a lot of companies, they came to the conclusion that they're not getting the return on investment on their AI investments. Nvidia's jumping out, I believe. They threw Microsoft on the bus. Microsoft is getting fucked with their Windows 11. I think it was made with AI. I think they had AIs use it. A lot of people are saying that the AI bubble's gonna pop very soon. I think at the end of this year or by next year. So, like, the internet, I'm not saying that AI is going to be gone. I just don't think there's going to be much focus on it anymore. Kind of like, it's like, what's happening with the AI craze is kind of like what happened with the crypto thing. Like, crypto's still around, right? But, like, people don't talk about it, or the NFT thing is still around, but no one talks about it anymore. So, like, the crypto bros who jumped on, like, the crypto thing, the NFT thing, jumped onto the AI thing. Now they're gonna be all jumping ship soon. So like everyone who's saying, "Oh, AI is gonna take our jobs," we're not there yet. Like I think it was Neon said it. He said, "You have to babysit that shit," and I understand what he's talking about. Right? That's what I'm saying. You are right, bro. I'm dead serious. They better liquidate that shit. Oh my god, dude. Bro, I was supposed to, man.
See, this is the reason why, like, when I argue with people, no, I don't argue with people because they are ignorant, right? When I talk to people about AI, about, like people who just on X or Reddit or whatever fuck like that, right? And they just got this AI hate boner and shit. People who actually create know this is complete bullshit. know that it's not true at all. You are not taking nobody's job in the art industry, because in order to do full-fledged animations to keep it consistent, you have to do fucking keyframes. And keyframes are the in-betweens. AI can't do that, because you know what they're going to do? Change the face, change the portion of the body that looks a little different, add a part of the armor that's not there, add an eye that does not belong on the character, because they're pulling from other devices, right? It's never going to look like how a key animator is going to make it look like. You're going to be able to tell the difference, and the quality is going to go down. So I don't get, bro, that's why I just do not argue with these people. These people are like, bro, you don't understand it's going to take your job. No, it's not. Like, what are you talking about? That's why this is important for you to see.
The timesheet.
Remember this, there's people who still knit to this day. Like nothing actually gets replaced. Yes, you're not wrong. Like, remember, people still knit to this day. You don't need to knit these days, but people still have. We have a knitting machine you can buy. There's mini machines, there's big ones, there's small ones. Nothing really gets replaced. It's just not as in demand. Yes.
Which is his green
Still trying to
paper.
figure that one
Looking
out.
at this animation being better than anything I will ever draw. And it's the rough first draft.
So these are actually all drawn by hand?
全部手で描いてるんですか？
そうですね。
Yes, yes, yes. So many for just like small movements.
Yeah, just back and forth.
Crazy.
たくさんの絵はやっぱりありますよね。
そうですね。
So he was told to do a jumping animation, right? And he's telling his cameraman to jump for him so he can see a reference.
Slower.
Slower? How can you jump slow?
How do you jump slower? He was right.
Play the back. I got it.
So,
You know what? If that was a Westerner and someone said, if this was like two neural people in a Western studio and someone said jump slower, and that person was like clinically insane, and you said how to jump slower, they think you're being mean. You're being toxic.
So I have to think. He's gonna have to go down and then jump and then back to the way it started.
Now, I'm not a professional animator in the least bit, right? I'm a character designer, but I understand weight and I understand how professional animators think.
Correct.
This is going to be very telling on how he animates compared to how somebody who's a professional would.
So I think my strategy will be to just draw and see what happens.
That's how you do it,
boom, boom. He shrunk.
But after a little while, the realization hit me. I'm sitting in the same room as some of the best artists in the world. And here I am drawing this absolute garbage.
Kitty pop, man. You gotta stop talking about yourself like that.
He's gotta go down lower. You can't jump from this position, right? It's gotta be lower. Okay. So like, boom.
Hey, cowgirl, what's going on? Cowgirl.
Yeah, he doesn't understand weight, which is cool. This is important. Kitty pop's stupid, man.
At least he's consistently shrinking.
Sure.
I'm throwing this because I'm doing so poorly. I know this is like the worst, but it's really fun actually to draw.
That's all that's important, man. That's all that's important.
So, all right, let's watch this masterpiece. It's not terrible.
Not terrible at all. It's good for his first attempt.
Because it's so.
He clearly doesn't understand weight, which is good. Bro, listen, your first time doing anything, you're gonna suck at it. And this is what a lot of beginner artists need to understand. You're not gonna become Michelangelo just by starting, or the first week, or the first year, or 2 years. Hell, even 5 years. Hell, probably even for the rest of your life. You're always gonna learn. If you come at it from a student lens, right, you will never try to compare yourself to somebody who's been a student longer than you. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's what that comes down to.
Fast,
You're
you
still
can't see
learning.
it. Well, I tried.
But again, I actually managed to finish the task. And after Sensei cleaned up my keyframes, because I didn't understand any of that, we got to watch my little animation. And you know what? It didn't look too bad.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Oh, nice. There's some missing legs.
here, but
Man, you could just tell his keyframes. His keyframes is this. That's his keyframe. This guy is so damn good, bro. He's able to draw something that looks coherent, even though it's like a fucking alien child. But it's so coherent. He's been doing this for so long that it's just nothing to him. See, that's, yep.
It jumps. Wow. He's jumping. Yes, he may have shrunk through the process, but he jumped. But then again, I didn't know this. Same experience again. Sensei was drawing next to me the entire time.
Yeah.
We got to compare.
I love that, man.
They kept comparing. I don't want to compare.
Why?
Obviously, it was a billion times better, but it was still really, really cool to see. I was like, oh, so that's how I should have done it.
maybe you want to see.
You guys have to see, bro. This is the difference. Watch this.
Your sensei's work.
Wait, he drew now as well? No. Okay.
Look at this motherfucker. Look at him. Look at this. Look at this. He kicked with one leg. You don't even think about that. See, beginning people don't even think about the nuanced shit that humans would do, or the quirkiness that actually affects your personality. Some people might kick with one leg and you go down, but you bounce, right? Watch.
With the one leg too. Wow. And you have the right size too. So good.
That's
and
beautiful.
Arms and everything.
Look at that. He got the arms going down like this because he's basically gauging the I would say the wind pool, because when you're going down, you're preparing for the stop to hit the ground, and he's actually going to bounce a little bit too. He goes forward. This is stuff that only professionals think about because they've been doing it for so long. This is very good, bro. If I did an animation like this, mine's would probably be a little bit better than PewDiePie, but it would not look like this.
That's so cool.
Nope.
Like this.
This is an in-between, right?
These are each keyframe.
These are in-betweens. Keyframe, keyframe.
You'll be learning how.
All these are keyframes.
How she draws the in-betweens.
Wow.
Yes.
It's
As you
impressive.
mentioned. So this is what she added. This
It's
is
just
the
my
guidance.
camera that
This
works.
is in
I don't know why.
between. This is the keyframe. This is the in-between.
I thought for sure there would be like a rough version and she just goes from that, but
No,
I guess
she just
yeah,
goes.
it makes sense that someone has to add the in-betweens.
Now it's your turn to add in-betweens.
What am I supposed to do?
It's over.
Some of this work involved literally just tracing what was already there. And you think there's no way for me to mess that up, but it was harder than it looks.
Yep.
Is this backed up so I don't ruin anything?
Oh, trust me, they thought about that already.
Is that okay?
Yep.
I practice.
I'm just getting a feel for the pressure.
What makes this hard is that the fact that the lines have to be
Practice
closed in
fundamentals.
order for them to, and this is a Procreate thing too. I know this shit because like for Procreate, the lines have to be closed. For Clip Studio Paint, the lines have to be closed in order for the colorist to come in and just drop the colors in. This makes the process much easier. But they have every part labeled by colors, so the colorist will know exactly what colors go where and where shadows go and stuff like that. So this is the part that makes it hard, is that he has to close all the lines and make it not wobbly and shit. This takes years of practice to keep your hand steady.
The lines have to be connected.
Yeah, they gotta be connected.
So you have to be, so you have, you know, the coloring team would be just painting on top, right?
Yep.
So it has to be a straight line.
I can't draw that much.
Drawing lines is hard.
Harder than it looks.
This is impossible.
I used to think so.
No. Yeah, no, I lost everything. Okay.
And you know what? Being nervous doesn't help either, because he's in a position where he's already nervous and he got people watching him and stuff like that. He's already self-judging himself. So when you're nervous, your hand naturally does this. So he's in a position right now to where his body can't calm down. He's trying to calm down. Now, I guarantee you, he doesn't feel that way, but his body is going through so much anxiety right now that his hand, it's basically impossible for him to stay still. It's not a lack of skill right here. It's his body literally is not responding how he wants him to right now. That's the reason why he can't do it.
What do we think of that one?
You're getting
Yeah, he's just nervous. He's
I
just
think I'm
nervous.
getting
That's all it
worse.
is.
Can we have the computer make the lines straighter and less shaky? No, I'm joking. It's hard to do these long lines.
Long, curvy lines.
That's why you gotta do it like
always
this.
difficult.
You gotta just think about it. Just do this.
This is a lot harder than it looks, I will say that.
Yeah. Like how many times you're redoing?
I feel his pain, bro.
And it's already so wobbly. This is my best. This is my finest work.
I guess she knew it. That's why she asked you to do the hair.
I think so.
一番大変だから髪の毛やってって言ったんですね。
Yeah, the hair is going to be the hardest. Yeah.
いや、そうですね。ちょっと大変なところは。
Yes, exactly.
They toss you in there, man. You
But it
in
was
the
really
deep
cool
end.
to see the images in this raw form and just how insanely good they look. Like this is just one frame.
Yes.
And again, of course, we got to compare. Yes, mine sucked.
Do you want to compare with the actual keyframe?
Yes.
So this is the one you have grown?
Yeah.
Ooh-wee.
Wow.
Oh my God, this look like, bro, listen. Once I started seeing my line works looking like this, I was so happy. It lets me know that my confidence in my actually line work is much higher, because before my line work used to look so fucking shitty. Like I used to hate it, but now I don't really care. I don't really spend too much time on like trying to get it perfect and shit like this.
Yeah.
When you're first starting off doing line work, you want to make sure every line is like this and shit, right? But once your confidence gets up and you just do it for so long, you just start doing this. You be like, all right, that's one line. That's one line.
Yeah, but like that. But this is something I don't think Jay's gonna touch on to this. But also, when you get good at your lines, you're gonna have to learn something called line hierarchy. Line hierarchy is something I learned from a Japanese artist. I think she was an animator, and she was teaching the idea of line hierarchy, and how that works is whenever you're using like, this is why sometimes some artists will use 3 different brushes. So the first brush for the like line art specifically, I'll use like 3 or 2 different sizes of brush. It could be the same brush, but it has to be 3 different sizes. They have to be like generally different from them. So like if it's gonna be very thin, it's gonna be like a 3. If it's gonna be mid thick, it will be like a 6 or a 7, and then it's gonna be much thicker, it'll be a 10. So they have to be distinctively different from each other, but they have to have their roles and what they do. So like what I'll do is I'll draw the whole thing thin first, and then I will use the mid brush size, that's like a 6, and then thicken areas that needs to be thickened. And then the last and final thing, you guys probably seen me when I do this on my traditional work when we're doing it on Mondays. Whenever everything is done and I feel confident in everything, you notice that I use a thicker, and I mean a much thicker brush or a piece of a pen, and just outline the entire outside. That brings everything together. So because the thing, you can use one pencil. It's not like you can't, but like if you're not skilled enough, I suggest to do this in a sense to differentiate each one so you have the right balance of stuff. That's why you guys see me if I'm switching between pens, there's a understanding that I'm switching because either I'm just thickening lines or I'm going to finish the whole thing with one big thick line that's going to outline the whole thing that brings the whole thing together. That's usually how I work. That makes it easier and it has this more unified look. So that there's not because the one thing you don't want is all the lines to be one cohesive line all around. It's going to look really weird. You need to thicken some areas and thin others. And especially if you're dealing with color, that might come into play with that. Actually, color does come into play in your line work. So like if, say, like the light is coming from the right-hand side, you'll thicken on the left-hand side. Because the right-hand side will thin out the thickness of the outline of your drawing. A lot of people may not know that, but that's a thing.
That's one line, that's one line, that's another one, that's another one. You start looking like Fruit Ninja and shit, right? But once you start doing that, you will start to see that your line work becomes looking like this. This is confidence in time. The reason why PewDiePie's look shaky is because he's taking too long on one line. And that's because he's judging himself before he actually puts a line on the page.
All right.
So I'm about to say to him.
Thank you for coming in.
Wow. This is
beautiful. One frame, mind you. This is one frame.
This is the actual work.
Yeah.
This is you.
Wow. Even though it's just tracing lines, there's such a difference. Yeah,
absolutely.
It's crazy. I'll have to practice more.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop it here because he's basically just gonna like tell the rest of the people that like he had a good time there and stuff like that. PewDiePie did something very important for the art community though. And I don't think that most people understand this. I know it's a different type of video that I normally do. I normally talk about gaming and shit, but I'm still an artist at the end. All right. So I'm gonna talk about art shit. This shit was very important. And PewDiePie might think that he did a shitty job, but he actually was a vehicle for a lot of people who would never be able to see this, but they dream about being in a position that they be able to see this type of shit. So kudos to PewDiePie, and I'm gonna have to give him this. Good job, brother. I would love to be a part of this. And to tell you the truth, the main studio I want to go to is Kyoto. I would love to go there. And I would love to go to Mappa too, as well, to actually see the behind the scenes and what they do. The Mappa is like, they're on another level. I'm just going to be real. So without further ado, people, I know this video is long, but I'm going to cut it short right here. But yeah, go watch the full video of this. PewDiePie deserves all the praise and the views that he's getting, man. This guy's one of the GOATs, for real, to actually still be doing shit, side quests, that he don't have to. This guy don't have to do this shit. He don't have to learn how to draw. He don't have to put himself in uncomfortable positions ever again in his life at all. So I got nothing but respect for this dude, man. So yeah, graphic novels coming out soon. You guys know I always have to talk about this shit before I go. All right, graphic novels coming out soon. I read it last night. This is something that's going to be officially done by next month. All right. So once this shit is done by next month, you guys will see the full thing coming out, and I can't wait to show you guys the rest of it. But until then, peace out. You guys be cool and be easy. Don't be a bitch. And don't fuck you.
I tell you, I'm gonna put this one's going on the art channel. I would usually put this on the reaction. I might put them both. I don't give a fuck. I might put them both. But like, this is definitely going on the art channel because this is more art focused than it just being a reactionary thing. This is going on the art channel. Don't be a bitch. He's like, wait, you know what? That's not nice. You're like, no, go fuck yourself. I always love watching Jay. He's funny. Good job, Jay. Good video. Oh my god. This is definitely going on the art channel. Well, goddamn. Oh my god. I always love watching Jay. Guys, if you enjoyed Jay's video, please give him a like. It was really fun. I'm going to put his stuff in the description if I decide to put this up on the art channel. I still might put this on the reaction channel still. If you want to follow that, that's in the description as well. I'm going back making reactions again. I'm going to go hard on that, just see how that will take us, where the reaction stuff will take us. But, like, if you enjoyed the information that Jay gave, or at least the examples I gave, give a follow and like and all that great stuff. Like, share, and comment. Hope you guys see this and all that stuff. Thank you. Okay, guys, we got one more video left. I actually want to finish... Wait, Keith Lee actually destroyed the TikTok. All of this is over her face. Let me see. Ruin your medals. Oh, snap. I think... Wait. So, Kyle made a video. Let me see this.
Reflecting on shipping my first game. Highguard. Apologies for the length. Been wanting to say a lot of this for a while. The day leading to the Game Awards 2025 was amongst the most exciting of my life. After 2.5 years of passionately working on Highguard, we were ready to reveal it to the world. The future seemed bright. Everyone I knew who had any connection to the team or project had the same sentiments. This is lightning in a bottle. I trust this team wholeheartedly. If there's one project nobody in the industry is worried will fail, it's yours. This has mainstream hit written all over it. There's no way this will flop. I could play this game all day long. Sorry, there's no long there. The internal pre-reveal feedback, even from unbiased sources, was quite positive. And where it
She's
was
unbiased.
negative,
She's in
it
the
was
back. Unbiased.
constructive. Not any of that unconstructive negative criticism I be seeing anywhere. And often it was actionable. I could do something about that, as opposed to the flatch. People who played the game, including us, had a blast. We liked it. And since we were an independent, self-published studio built with royalties in mind, many of us were hoping this could finally be the thing that broke the millennial financial curse. But then the trailer came out, and it was all downhill from there.
Really?
Content creators love to point out bias in folks who give positive reviews after being flown out for an event, but ignore the fact that when their negative-leaning content gets 10 times the engagement of the positive, that they've got just as much incentive to lean into a disingenuous direction, whether consciously or not.
Hey, what's up, bro?
Grifters.
What's going on, my dude? I hope you're doing well.
The hate.
Nazis. You fucking Nazis.
Isn't
started immediately.
All right, there, bro.
In addition to dogpiling on the trailer, I personally came under fire due to my naivete on Twitter.
Hey, that's good, bro.
Elon Musk's
I'm glad
X,
you're making.
Okay, and you're on it right
Yeah,
now, buddy.
Mona.
Which almost all of my now former co-workers, because you all got fired, had learned to avoid during their previous game launches. After setting my Twitter account to private because of the personal attacks they were trying to kill me to protect my sanity. Please leave me alone with a cage. Many content creators made videos about. They did what? It's not a big time. Compose yourself.
Thank you. No problem, my dude. Always, I try.
Compose yourself. After setting my Twitter account to private to protect my sanity, many content creators made videos and posts about me and my cowardice, amassing millions of views.
Yes, I'll be streaming tomorrow. Oh, I'm gonna let you guys know. I'll be dropping the new schedule on maybe Sunday. Yeah, I think the new schedule will be out on Sunday. We're gonna be making some changes on how I do streaming from now on. So yeah.
Sending hundreds of angry gamers into my replies. They laughed at me for being proud of my game.
Wow.
Told me to get out the McDonald's applications and mocked me.
Put the fries in the bag.
That's a reference to a guy. You can't do this to gamers. You can't do this.
This whole video is them just laughing at them. It's just this whole video is just them laughing at them. That's crazy. This is
Wait a minute.
Holy shit. This is my first time hearing Kyle laugh.
They laughed at me for being proud of the game, told me to get out the McDonald's
You wasn't kidding.
applications,
I thought
and
this was like a
mocked
segment
me
you meant.
for listing having autism in my bio, which they seemed to think was evidence the game would be woke trash. Nah, bro, woke trash at a glance is what you were mixing up with that game. Stop, man. Stop. All of this was very emotionally taxing. There is much constructive criticism that I deem valid and that is okay because they tickle my balls and talk to me good and nice the way I like. That can be and has been said about Highguard's trailer, marketing, and launch, but I don't think it's my place to commentate on that. I also don't think there's any way to know whether the launch would have fared better or worse without the massive spotlight that was thrown onto us in response to the Game Awards trailer placement. But we never got that chance.
Neither did we.
But we never got that chance. We never got that chance. We never got that chance. We were turned into a joke from minute one. That's you did that. largely due to false assumptions about $1 million ad placement, which even prominent journalists soon began to state as fact. Within minutes, it was decided that the game was dead on arrival, and creators now had free rage bait content for a month. Every one of our videos on social media got downvoted to hell. Comment sections were flooded with copy-paste memes such as Concord 2 and Titanfall 3 died for this. At launch, we received over 14,000 review bombs from users with less than an hour of playtime. They didn't need a lot of time to understand that your game sucked. I don't know what you expect. Should they have played for 2 hours? That's the cutoff for when they can refund a game. How new do you?
What they're saying is that Highguard deserves what came to it.
You know, you're an autist, so are we allowed to speak to you, or is it evil because we're not factoring
I'm not gonna lie to you.
fucking autistic?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I believe Highguard is getting, I want to say unnecessary hate, but I honestly believe the hatred towards Highguard isn't because it's ass. Well, some people say it's not that great. It's kind of generic. I think the problem with Highguard is that it was showcased at the end of the ceremony from Jeff Keighley. I think that's where the problem's coming in. I think that's where the actual hatred is coming from. It's not that the game is like woke or anything. I don't think so. I think it's because the game is just a generic game that was pushed to think it was something that was going to break the mold for the gaming industry when it really didn't. And that's where the hatred is actually stemming from. And then Jeff Keighley pushing this game as if it was something to be like wowed about, when it was just it was probably conceptually like cool in like the way it looks, but it's not doing anything too different. Like when I look at it, it kind of just looks like a ripoff of like fucking like Apex Legends, but instead of it in space or a space theme, it's have this medieval gun thing going on. So it just kind of looks like that to me. Yeah, and yeah, overhyped by him. Yeah, so I think that's where the actual hatred is coming from. And anyone who's like saying that the dev team who are saying that it's like the chuds are doing this, it's making people like Kyle comes up out of nowhere and just attacking these people. Or at least coming to the defense of why this game deserved to be destroyed, right? So I don't think it's on the level of that of like a Concord. From a scale of 1 to 10, compared to Concord, Concord is like a 10 out of 10 and it's on its own stupidness. If this is on just stupidness alone, this is like a 3. This feels like a 3 out of 10. On stupidness, on the same level as Concord, but I understand why a lot of people hate it, because Jeff Keighley pushed it too hard and overhyped it for this big reveal when it was just a generic Apex Legends 3-on-3 5v5 type shit that was going on. It's really not that like impressive like that. It's not doing anything technically new. It's just a hero shooter game that looks like an Apex Legends that's using like Overwatch or like Valorant type powers to, you know, that's all it is. It's not anything different. It's not, I don't think technically bad. I haven't played it, but then again, I'm pretty sure it's not bad. It's just not that great. It's just kind of like meh, very mid, or it's not that great of a game.
The hell? What the hell? You opened your account to this bullshit, but you privated it before? You didn't learn the lesson the first time, so it's a lesson you're looking for again? What the fuck is going on here? Because talking to you is a personal attack. That's too much. Sticks and stones don't need to break the bones when the words forever hurting you. What's up, dear?
All I have to say in response to this is...
We going back to the beginning of the song.
died for this.
From the makers of Apex Legends and Titanfall. We put that in your trailer? That's crazy, son. So
that's what makes me think when I look at it. It just looks like Apex Legends or Titanfall.
There was expectations in that game that you managed 100,000 players in. Cumulatively, we can assume, because there was 97K on one platform. You bored everybody. Minimum viable product. You talking about
I never drew the Wonder Twins. I don't know where you got that from. You said before that you did a sketch of... No, I never drew the Wonder Twins, not once. Actually, that sounds like a good idea anyway, when I think of it now. I might save that for Monday.
A Concord like right now. You're talking about Highguard. You see that game differently than it is in reality. And
That wasn't me. I have never drawn the Wonder Twins. Never. I don't even think most kids know who the Wonder Twins is. Twins. Nah, I've never drawn the Wonder Twins. Not once. Sounds like a good idea though, but I don't think a lot of kids or even young people know who the Wonder Twins are. It's from the not Justice League, from the Justice Friends. You're talking about the Justice Friends. The Wonder Twins activate. They hit they're the two twins, the female twin, the other twin, one turns into water, one turns into an animal. Yeah, you have to watch Super Friends. They're like they wear purple. One's a dude. They're fraternal twins, I believe. That was their actual names? The Secret Scriptures, what? What is that supposed to mean? Yeah, I don't... You know what? I never really remembered or took note of their names till you mentioned that. I've never knew their actual names. I just knew them as the Wonder Twins. Yeah, you've probably seen them. Like, if you're a Gen Z or a Gen Alpha... Oh, they probably... Okay, that makes sense. They probably was seen in Teen Titans at least one time. Because they always made jokes of the one that turned to water, which was the boy, I think, and the girl turned into animals. She actually had the more useful power out of the two. He just turns to literal water. I never really understood that, like, how that was ever, like, I'm not gonna lie, he's just as useless or more useless than probably, like, a Aquaman. Always a bucket of water, nothing more. I don't think he was... I always remember him being a bucket of water. The girl will turn into a hawk or something. Or sometimes she'll turn into an elephant, suck the bottle of water, which was kind of weird if you think about it. And then spray the water to stop the fire or some shit. He'll turn ice? I don't remember him turning to ice. Oh, what blanket?
Early access not finished, in need of beta testing, barely early access bucket of slop. Did I say early access? Throw another one on top of that. That's a shrimp on that Barbie. In discussions online about High Guard. No, I'm getting ahead of myself. Comment sections were flooded with copy and paste memes such as Concord 2 and Titanfall 3 died for this. At launch, we received over 14,000 review bombs from people who hadn't even had an hour of playtime. Many didn't even finish the required tutorial. They knew as soon as they started mining them resources.
I don't know if you're allowed to do this on Steam, but I don't think you should be able to comment on a game review on Steam unless you played the game more than at least 2 or 3 hours of it. I think an average number should be 5. If you play 5 hours of a game, I think you should be able to, like, give you should be legible to give, like, a review instead of review bombing a game if you've never played it. Right? I think that makes more sense. Because you don't want crazy people who don't like your game for whatever reason to come to your shit and just review bomb it saying that it sucks when they have never played it. Really hot? No, actually the or I can turn into animals. You can turn into a bottle. Yeah. No, actually, the Wonder Twins. The Super Friends show was playing in the 70s. That was like late 70s. Nah, I just sound young. I'm probably older than most of you here.
Y'all don't listen. It wouldn't matter. In discussions online about High Guard, Concord 2XKO,
just
the
from
one
the
that
water,
was,
like I drink from the
layoffs,
fountain
because,
of youth.
you know, whatever. It is pointed out by gamers that devs like to blame the gamers for their failures, and that's silly. As if gamers have no power, but they do. A lot of it. Yeah, they have the power to say no, and you can whine and bitch all you want about it. It's just gonna make the no's firmer in the future. What are you doing? The decision was made. And I guess you just throw it all up in the air now. This is such a public... I noticed that the High Guard Twitter account has not retweeted Wild Lights. Oh, we fired everybody?
Oh, you're from
It's
89?
like
Okay, I'm 31, so you're probably you're older.
If Wild Light is not being retweeted by High Guard because y'all trying to keep it hush-hush, I love that the game is still, you know, taking money. Apparently, it's still available for people who want to get into it. But you're making this huge fucking thing. I'm reading this because I feel like it's going to get deleted. I got a sense for that kind of shit. And I hope you can blame your autism with your thoughts being your own, like this seems to be the... This is such embarrassing shit that I'm reading out of only the type of fucking developers that Concord could bring to the table. What a fart chamber. An echo chamber full of farts that must have been huffed to the maximum. You playing with this shit up here? This is lightning in a bottle. I trust this team wholeheartedly. If there's one this is autism. You wrote this?
Well, he did say he put off.
Whoa. Nah, man. Woke you damn right. Because it's safe horny. We've seen it a million times. We know what this looked like before we even crack it open. I have a reaction trailer where as soon as it opens, I'm like, oh man, it's one of them games.
Brian,
I
think I heard that word before
Californians.
once. I don't know where it's from.
You see it one way and everybody else doesn't, and we know better than to waste time trying to communicate it to you. In discussions online about High Guard and these other games, it's pointed out by gamers that devs like to blame gamers for their failures, and that's silly. As if gamers have no power, but they do. A lot of it.
I think you said a fart chamber.
You're pushing it. You're pushing it now. That's a dumb one. That's crazy. You're trying to take my breath away with shit like... No way, that was the... Yeah. It's in such a competition with my schizo that really wants to be blurting shit out like that, but you let it rip. You were like, hey, here's the mic. A lot of voices you can choose from, and you're like, oh, hell, you step right up, oh, my man. Anyway... As if gamers have no power, but they do. A lot of it. I'm not saying our failure is purely the fault of the gamer culture, but it's partially a fault.
Alright, bro.
Alright. And the game would have thrived without the negative discourse, but it also absolutely played a role.
I think that's good.
Okay? All products are at the whims of the consumers, and the consumers put absurd amounts of effort into slandering High Guard. High Guard. From the makers of Apex Legends and Titanfall.
That's the only slander here.
Many of Wildlight's former devs will now be forced to assimilate back into actual corporate industry many gamers accused Wildlight of being a part of. Well, you made slop that looked indistinguishable from what they've been making, so what the fuck are they supposed to believe? You know, they have more experience than you do. You made High Guard and you didn't see the problem. Now, every time someone thinks about leaving the golden handcuffs behind in favor of making a new multiplayer game the indie way, they'll say, but remember how many gamers didn't even give Wildlight a chance? They did. 100,000 players, shut the fuck up. Soon, if the pattern continues, all that will be left are corporations. At least in the multiplayer space, innovation is on life support. Even if High Guard had a rocky launch, our independent, self-published, dev-led studio full of passionate people just trying to make a fun game with zero AI. We didn't use AI. Where's our goddamn metal? And zero corporate oversight. Deserved better than this. You don't even know what you had. You don't even know what you lost. You mean, I only see one black face in here. Maybe that guy's a Mexican. So Jason Schreier would hate all these studios.
Oh, he's shitting on Jason Schreier and all these people who said that High Guard was going to be something when it was actually fucking horrible. It was just a mediocre game. I'm not even going to say it's bad. It was just a mediocre game that was overhyped by Jeff Keighley for no reason. Jeff Keighley said this was going to change the industry. It was just a Titanfall. It was a Apex Legends clone. Pretty much.
Schreier's a big deal in these spots. You understand? You ever been to Sausalito? We deserve the bare minimum. What you telling us what you deserved now?
So he's making fun of the devs who made fun of him.
We deserve the bare minimum of not having our downfall be gleefully manifested. You are not in a vacuum. You may be in a fart chamber, an echoey fart chamber with all your toxic positive buddies, but you're not in a vacuum, and you look exactly like that other shit that came out. Something I can illustrate so easily that I can use like a series of pictures to do it, man. It's not about just having a couple of similarities. It's about having zero identity in a mountain of slop that looks exactly like you, that sounds exactly like you, that plays. You know what I'm saying? As derivative, as creatively bankrupt, as soulless and boring as
shit,
you.
I fucked that
They
up.
only needed an hour to understand. Nah, man, this isn't for me. That's not on them. You know? What you gonna do, shut people up, or you think you're gonna make them louder? If they can provoke this kind of nonsense out of you. You're, in your own words, recognizing the gamers as trolls, and how dare they. So you're stooping to feed them. Chris Chan has more sense than this. Also, I wish the best of luck to the few who remain at Wildlight.
That reminds
and
me.
hope
I think
Highguard
there's
can
a big announcement coming out on .hack sign. I think it's either today or
stay the
tomorrow. Let me
course.
check.
I think if you gave a shit about the people who remain at Wildlight, you wouldn't have put this out here. This puts the kind of pressure on. This puts the kind of spotlight on the debacle that is this video game into a much more hilarious light that will manifest into even more disrespect, potentially, that I don't condone. But we're not going to stop people on the internet. That's not how this works. You know how many death threats come flying at us because we tell the truth about a game that's buggy or incomplete? You know, I say hello beta testers on my channel because that's what you have made us.
Okay, that's awesome.
We are paying to test half of the games that have been coming out for over a decade. For over a decade and a half. It's not really funny to us that y'all farting out this bullshit that in 16 days there's going to be layoffs because what you're really riding by the hairs of your chin.
Hold on.
We gotta wonder if fucking Jeff Keighley may jumping up on stage to glaze this game and tweeting 1,000,000 times a fucking week talking about, yeah, y'all gonna be ready to apologize to us tomorrow, nigga. This isn't a us thing. This is a you thing. And that you want to pretend that you're thinking about other people when in reality they don't need this kind of, they just want to do their damn job, make what money they can, and live what little remains of their fucking life that they haven't wasted on something as ignorant as Highguard. You had Concord developers working at Wildlight?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure some of you have heard already, but Kingdom Hearts is coming to Fortnite. Apparently Kingdom Hearts is coming to Fortnite. So
that's crazy. I continue. I still believe in it, and so do the fans that we reached. Yeah, this sounds like a cult. You niggas got together in this ridiculous chamber of farts.
Have you heard the good word?
You know what I'm saying? I still believe in it, and so do the fans that we reached with our message, who continue to champion it on subreddit. What the fuck?
You people are not helping yourselves by making yourself sound like a fucking cult, bro. That's not what you do.
It's getting like nuts to me. And even though this adventure has come to an abrupt and emotionally challenging close, I don't regret 1 second of it. Also, I just wanted to shout out some incredibly supportive journalists and creators. And of course, the man named Fran is at the top who wouldn't stop glucking this game in the face of reality. He said, I will not be deterred by Khalif Adams, the black beggar, the token I will say nice things exclusively. Toxic positivity killed you. I saw this because of Savvy retweeting it. She said, thank you for admitting that toxic positivity is indeed a killer. The truth is, you guys were high on your own farts. People pooped on it because it was bad. It was generic. It looks like you outsourced everything to people who just buy assets. The people giving you positive encouragement lied. None of them bought skins.
If they have a 13
and nothing is stopping them from paying.
13
Nothing is stopping every person.
Bruh, I tell you, I think Kingdom Hearts was already a shoe-in to come in because if it's on Smash and then like Disney put the Incredibles in Fortnite, there was no way they're not gonna put Sora in there. Yeah, that's gonna be a thing. They said Chainsaw Man, Soul Leveling. What was another one? I think Rick and Morty's getting more. collab shit for some odd reason.
From playing and buying the in-app purchases, but it isn't happening.
I'm not totally sure.
Back to the mill with you, because you need to be told what to do by another company churning for the investors, to which you will eventually be laid off there again as well. You and can cry about negativity, but you'll never improve if you don't actually ask why it happened. Y'all grown and don't have the capacity to listen, to see someone tongue in your butthole. What the bing bong? You just rolling with what you want to believe. You in a studio full of niggas that believe people with dicks is ladies? What the fuck?
There it is, fellas.
Of course we consider your
If you know, you know. If you don't know what this is, well, you're too young to know then. If you
because it's so...
If you don't know, right there. Told you I'm not bullshitting. There's a shit going on. New game project. I think it will be announced in 3 days. In 3 days, guys. In 3 days. I don't know how legitimate this is, but they said this is a thing. In 3 days. On YouTube, too. So hopefully it'll be a big announcement. They need to bring this game back. This is the original Sword Art Online, for those who don't know. If you don't know what I'm showing you, or don't recognize who these characters are, you are fucking too young to know. You are way too young to know then. You are way too young. This is a legendary, like this, right? Like, I'm telling you, this was the original Sword Art Online, guys. For those who don't know, Sword Art Online wasn't even Sword Art Online. This was the Sword Art Online before Sword Art Online. Straight up.
Satan is so bland, it's so politically correct. PR agreed.
I don't know. They just gave a date and said when. So I don't know how legitimate that will be. I'm hoping this is real. I'm hoping it's a thing, because this game needs a whole overhaul. I don't care if it's in a remake. They need to make this game look amazing. Shit, I wish a whole new game with Kite and Black Rose and stuff. Man, this game was great. Like, the concept alone was the first Sword Art Online. Like, it was not, you don't die in real life, you get a coma. You fall in a coma. So that was I tell you, bro, that was a time.
With it, a youth pastor
that was back when VR was like
shit.
Was mentioned and people wanted to play games
VR
wise.
Worship Satan and be this gay? How you worshiping Satan is gay? You know what I'm saying?
Well, remember, gay people are of the devil.
You don't want to ask why it happened, because then you might cry, because God forbid someone tells you what was made is unappealing. If I put your mounts next to other mounts like the Assassin's Creed Shadow ones, I cannot tell the difference for which game it is. I could tell you exactly where you went wrong, but I highly doubt that you'd accept it. I've made posts just exploring how identical Highguard is.
To what?
To not just Concord, you know.
Does it look like it? Does it really
look
like
Concord? But to
Concord?
Overwatch? We're seeing a lot of things in the gaming industry right now that kind of put a lot of these games in an identical box. To be compared to Concord isn't a thing that just happens. You got to have a certain style about you that lets everybody know ahead of time.
Right. Bro, remember back in, like, I think it was in the 80s or like early 90s. Remember they had the Virtual Boy? That was the future. And a lot of people got sick or that had a lot of vision problems because the Virtual Boy was super red. And people had to put their eyes on this red thing that fuck up their eyeball. This was the future of gaming. It was this big fucking, like, death contraption. It looked like something from Saw. Things was like, bruh. What was that hack? What was that? What was that hack? You mean hack dot hack sign? Is that what you're talking about? The anime thing I showed you?
Oh, you're one of those.
That was the thing.
So I don't know. This struggle, this anger at people telling the truth feels
like when dot hack sign came around, it was around the time where everyone, like in the early 2000s, anime was on this binge on Christianity. What is life? What is the meaning of life? Are we in a simulation? Matrix type shit. Like that was a mix of anime back then. I remember there was lab dress. There was lab rats. Like shit. Zalgic, bro, I remember there was lab rats. Yo. Back then, like the early 2000s, 42, like 42, like late back then, in the 2000s, late 90s, I think 90s, early, like 90s was more like edgy shit, but like in the early 2000s, it was like late 90s, early 2000s was more like, what is life? It was a lot about Christianity somewhere down the line, something about God. Why are we here? What is the meaning of life? Are we in a simulation? Are we being controlled by the government type shit? Like, it was always some Matrix, like, talking point, whether you watch, like, a Fooly Cooly or an Animatrix or even The Matrix. Lead, that one anime, that psychological horror, dot hack sign, everything was about video games and, like, not video games, but video games being adjacent to, like, us being in the virtual world. Like Neon Genesis, right? It was a lot of that, about technology changing us for the worse, or, like, how technology can change and warp our minds to be controlled by the government or a bigger entity than that it is, and can, like, separate us from God and all that stuff. Y2K, yeah, Y2K shit, that's perfect. Y2K shit. Y2K shit. That was literally the every anime at that one point. Dude, first anime scene I've ever saw was when I was like 7 and I stayed up late, turned on Cartoon Network, but got Toonami One Piece. It was that one scene where it turned the buff dude into a chick. Lane. I keep saying the name. I keep thinking it's Elfin Lane, but it's Lane. They have similar sounding names. In the Shell movie was What If the Internet Created a Being. Yeah, that was it. Now we're kind of seeing that in real time with AI, right? Like, we have AI, and people are saying that if we let AI keep evolving, it's going to turn into a super god-like AI, that it's going to, like, kill us all or some shit. Thought Satan was going to be the It's alright, bro. But, like, there was a lot of that. A lot of Christianity symbolism stuff. Dot hack sign was also part of this. I think another anime was that, like Ghost in the Shell, like what Mike said. What was another one? It was like heavy into like that type of shit. It was fuck. It was like what was it? It was Paranoia Agent. Oh my god! If anyone remembers that. Paranoia Agent, that was a perfect example of like the Matrix type, like, be very paranoid in itself. Like AM? Wait a minute, AM. Like, Paranoia Agent was one of those top things, like that Animatrix in the Matrix. Is it real? Is it not? Remember, people was stalking their basements. Yes! Electronic was shut off, yeah. And then they realized that they have to go work the next day. Everyone was like, damn! Do you know how many people was like, damn, I have to go to work? I was so ready for the apocalypse. You know how many people said that? I was so ready for the apocalypse to happen. And then when they realized they have to go to work, they probably curse out their boss that same day. Oh yeah, the intro from Paranoia Agent, that shit go crazy. It scared me one point. Oh my god, that show actually scared me one point. Like when I turned it on at night when I was up late as a kid, the opening, oh my god, scared me.
What do you want me to say?
That shit was crazy.
This is your game next to Concord.
I think there was another anime like this.
If you
it
took
was
that
like
HUD away, people would guess wrong.
Cowboy Bebop. Oh, Outlaw Star. Outlaw Star was one of them. Outlaw Star was one of them. Outlaw Star kind of jumped on that super set. Like a lot of like animes in the late 90s, early 2000s was really on the space cowboy shit, like with Cowboy Bebop, Outlaw Star, the Gundam stuff. Gundam did this too, but like they only was more like screw the government type
This
shit.
is
Like
your
you know,
player count
be always
pretty much
be aware.
immediately after launch.
I
This is
made
the
a sketch. If you're talking traditionally, I made a sketch of Luffy throwing a punch. I really love that one. But I recently did a drawing of Gleipnir. I don't know if anyone's seen that, like that anime with the mascot dog and the chick inside the dog. In the mascot dog. I just recently did that, and I think that's one of my best works. I'm not gonna lie, ink wise, I think that's one of my best works. Yeah.
And Keeley was not helping you.
Or the one I drew of Frankie with a pen. I drew
Keeley
Frankie with a pen.
Generally unlikable. I know you guys think that these are cream of the crop, man. But they're signaling something. You don't have to know. You don't have to care. You don't have to accept or understand it, man. But as I keep reminding, this stuff is not happening in a vacuum. There was one here that had like I want to call it the ice walls from May next to, and you know, on its own, it's not the end of the world, right? But you see where I'm coming from?
It's one of my favorite ones. One of my top ones I loved.
It's not hard to see where I'm coming from.
I gotta get around doing Fire Force.
Day one of being a game dev,
and I actually did enjoy doing the drawing of Deer from Gacha Kuda. That came out way too good in my own opinion. They came out way too good. Almost 1-to-1 to the original.
Facing
almost.
Game, and I
was
got
super close.
75 plus quote retweets personally ripping me apart simply for being excited to share what I poured myself into for years, locked the account for the time being. You don't need to say any of this. You don't need to say any of this. Ian said, I'm very sorry for what happened and I hope you land on your feet. However, I completely disagree that the market response to Highguard says anything about the viability of indie shooters. There are countless examples of successful indie multiplayer shooters that players loved. I'm eager to see the gamers' response to this, if anyone can be bothered to give a shit. But like I said, I think if you cared about what's going on at Wildlight, you just keep it down. I know it's a troubling time for you. I know your thoughts are your own and this is your personal Twitter, but you still, even no longer as an employee,
okay,
represent Highguard.
Yeah. Outlaw Star was a goated show. If that was rebooted today, I don't think it'll be as gritty and open-minded as it is now. Open-minded, as edgy as it was. Let me see. I think it was this one. Hold on. I think it was this one. Hold on. Let me get it real quick. He's pretty much done talking. That's why I stopped him. He was at the end. I realized it was at the far end. Let me get this real quick. Wait, save. So this is the drawing I did 2 weeks ago. I think it was 2 weeks ago. Or 3. I think it was 2 weeks ago. Of Deer from Gacha Ikuda. And this was the reference. This was the reference. And I was just looking at the reference at the time because I was running late, so I couldn't make something original in the sense of like a different pose. I would have did a different pose, but I was running late at the time, so I had to use a reference. So this is the reference. This is the original drawing that I did by looking at that reference, and I almost got 1-for-1 almost. That's literally it. There we go. I almost got 1-for-1 for the original. I got really close to it. It almost looked like it was straight off from the comic. Can I twist this? I don't think I can. No. So yeah. Got really, really close. Let me see. Okay, we got one more video left. This one's an anime one. Something simple, something not too crazy. Let me see. It's from Sufferance, actually, since I'm bringing that back. Yep. Sufferance. Alice. Let me see here. Terrifying. Yeah. On YouTube.
I am not a fan of isekai manga.
Or TikTok. Alright, so I found a video here. Well, not found, but this is from Sufferance. Oh, you can do that now? Sufferance and... Whoa, what? I didn't know you can combine. Guys, did you know you can combine your profiles together? I didn't know you could do that. That's so crazy. I didn't know you can do that now. That's brand new. Alright, so this is from Sufferance. Oh, you guys can't see it. My bad. Hey. Let me see. See here and then up here. Alright, there we go. Sorry about that. Get this here. Alright, so we have a video here by Sufferance. I don't know why my head is acting very weird. I'm sorry about this if my head looks weird. It's like I'm just looking down and trying to fix that. But we have a video here from Sufferance. And it says here, the greatest new isekai manga ever. This is only 10 minutes long. It's not super long. And he's going to show us what this anime is about, or this manga specifically, if it's going to be worth it. I think it's a brand new manga, so hang on to your underwear. So let's go. So if you like what you see, please give him a follow. I might put this on the reaction channel. I usually put the anime stuff over there. So if you want to find that reaction channel, please follow it in the descriptions, and also follow Sufferance if you like his commentary. I'll put his stuff in the descriptions as well, like I do with all of them. So, you know, yeah, I'm bringing back reactions again, so I can put them back on the other channel. So yeah, let's jump into it.
Finally read one. Isekai directly translates to otherworld or another world. It is a type of genre within manga about people being transported to another world where they have to try and survive. Isekai has become increasingly popular over the years. You might recognize it better with these popular works, and there's a lot of variations of what it means to be an isekai manga. Typically what's popular is fantasy setting mixed with RPG mechanics, a leveling system, a stat system, etc. The reason I don't really enjoy isekai manga is because I find it to be rather repetitive. Not in the sense of how the story is being told, but more so its structure, tonally, atmospherically, thematically. This isn't to punch down on isekai, but a lot of the time I find them centraling on the exact same themes. Which is funny because you could take the isekai genre and apply it to quite literally anything that is another world. But for some reason the fantasy element seems to be the most popular, so we keep diving back into there with more RPG elements and mechanics. It's just not really for me. That is, until I came across this manga. Want to see something cool? I have a Patreon with a free weekly manga podcast talking about all of these amazing stories, and a way for you to support me directly if you feel inclined. I greatly appreciate it. But I also have a brand new podcast channel. Link is in the description. Please go and subscribe. The weekly manga podcast will be updated there at the end of every week. Thank you for your...
I noticed that you can do that now. You can actually combine your profile with your other profile. I did not know you can do that. I just saw it. It's a Sufferance checkmark page eater post. I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird thing. I might have to do that.
Continued
Gotta figure that
support.
out.
It's called The Isekai Doctor. It's written by Hoko Suda and illustrated by Nobuhide Takashita. It's published within Kodansha. It's a monthly manga and it has around about 40 chapters. It released in late 2021. This has gained a lot of traction as of recently, and I've always had it on my radar, and I thought now would be the perfect time to dive in, to open up my doors to isekai manga, and to open up the doors to more Kodansha stories, which are a little bit difficult to get your hands on nowadays. The Isekai Doctor is exactly what it sounds like. It's a isekai story about a young doctor that gets transported from the human world into a fantasy world. It's still the typical fantasy-orientated elves, dwarven, etc., mixed with dragons, chimeras, and other creatures alike, but there's something different about it, at least for me. The story follows a young doctor called Yoito Amami, and he is a very gifted doctor. He's someone that's very passionate about the medical industry, being able to help people of all different shapes, sizes, coming from any walks of life. He does not hold any grudges. A big driving force for him is being a doctor in places that desperately need it. So places that may be a little bit more secluded, islands or villages that are difficult to access or don't have a main infrastructure like a hospital where doctors can reside easier. So he decides to get transferred to a place that is very remote, very small village, and on the night of his arrival, a massive storm rolls through and he gets transported to a brand new world. There's no real downtime to this story. The world is surprising to him, but it comes in the form of learning.
So he doesn't die. He just goes to another world. God thought he dies like a horrific way.
First and foremost is medical, being able to study all of these different things, these creatures, these leaves, these plants, what can and can't be used for a medical crisis. Very early, he comes in contact with a little slime fella called Elder, called L for short. And this little fella is very mysterious, wanting to help Amami on his noble quest to become a doctor in this new land that have no doctors. He comes across a young girl that is a beat folk slave. She's heavily injured, and he manages to save her rather effortlessly by using the tools that were brought with him when he was transported. This acquires his first friend and someone that's curious about the medical journey that he's partaking in. So he has a little helper and someone that will start to learn over time on how to do operations and surgeries and learn the ins and outs of the medical field. Not only from the perspective of Amami, which is a human perspective from a different world, but also a hybrid understanding of the tools and wildlife that's currently being drawn up in a book specific to this world, something that Amami wants to accomplish. A medical book specifically designed for this world so anyone and everyone could become a doctor. This story has a spine that is very interesting. While the main appeal is Amami going on these doctor adventures and helping people with his medical experience, there is healers in the world, but they're rather evil. There are a group of humans that have healing abilities, and they're the only people within the world that have healing abilities. So they charge a massive rate for it, but they're also very...
Jesus, so there are doctors. They're just really expensive. We don't call them doctors, call them healers. Well, imagine being a Overwatch or Marvel Rivals character and so I need healing. That's gonna cost you, bruh. You need some health? Okay, that's gonna cost you a good, I don't know, a good 6,000? Yeah, 6,000 on you? No? Do you have insurance? You just sounded like you at least have insurance.
Choicey. They don't heal specific races or people, and they are rather snobby and disgusting. Within this group of people, however, are some that are rather noble, secretly going out and healing people under this corrupt church that represent and hold close to the healing abilities of this world. This
so wait, let me guess. It's the... Okay, so the more potent the healing, the more expensive you can charge. Is that what it is? The more skilled the healer, or the more powerful the magic of the healing, the more expensive it is. So, if I were to cut my hand from a knife, and it's not that deep, and someone were to use magic to, swipe at it, and it's healed, was that, what, $30? 1,000 coins? Okay, I guess that'll be 1,000 gold coins for one cut on the hand.
Provides a really nice contrast, and the story ends up becoming a lot more disgusting because of it. You have Amami that's very good-natured and wants to help everyone, going up against healers that have closed the ability to themselves and are monopolizing it, as well as racially profiling people and deciding who and who shouldn't actually be healed. There's another selling point for this story that I think you either like or dislike, and that is the medical terms. So this isn't a story that handles the medical side of things in a really light way. On the contrary, it is full on. There is so much information, so much detail, so much learning that is given to you that you can either choose to digest or not. This comes down to medical descriptions, procedures, tools, drugs, mindsets, actions, etc. There are so many different valuable, overly complicated descriptions for all of these medical terms. It does provide a lot of extra content that can be very confusing, and if you want to read it, you can, but also you don't have to. It is in there to serve a purpose, so you can kind of get a better understanding if you don't get it.
Right.
But clearly the author and the artist has done a phenomenal amount of research to actually provide this in such crucial detail. I can't tell if it's accurate or not. I'm not a doctor, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's pretty close to being accurate. To put simply, there's so much medical jargon in here on the side, not within its writing, that would convince you that the author used to be a doctor in training.
I can hear that. You lost an arm? Oh, that's going to cost you like an arm, a leg, a limb, and everything just to get that arm back. So you sure you want to just lose that? Don't you like I want a prosthetic? Do you have insurance? It's going to end. Do you have insurance? If you have insurance, that probably might cover most of it. But, bruh, I'm telling you, I don't do that for free.
Be surprised. I found this story very curious because of all of these elements. There was an enjoyable path of progression, Amami learning about the world and wanting to provide this healthcare for people, as well as wanting to do a book and build a hospital and basically continue living his life as he would back home. He never really questions the legitimacy or the logic of how he even got here. He kind of just moves on and gets to work. He's a really dedicated doctor that a lot of people can love because of the attitude that he brings, which is a can-do attitude. Someone that never gives up and is willing to help absolutely everyone, friend or foe.
So it's Asta, but with a medical degree. And mindset, I'm saying. Probably not in physicality, but definitely in mindset. Not giving up is my power, or my magic.
And when you have a world that is kind of on the cusp of going to war with all of these different factions and races, he stands out like a sore thumb. But people get under his cause. They lift him up. They use their own power to help him move forward and to establish a place of residency, home, a hospital, and a way for people to learn as well.
I want two arms so I could hold my kids.
World, but he's also teaching other people from this world. What helps emphasize...
You know what? I give a lot of credence to people who write an isekai, and they put a lot of lore into their isekai. I think that's very admirable. I think that's really nice, because there's a lot of isekais. Very strong willpower is a superpower in the Marvel, apparently. Yeah. I noticed when it's like generic, it's really flat on his lore. My Dr. PhD is not ever giving up. Hey, Mikey. But like, it's funny because like I noticed that the lacking of lore the isekai has, the less fun it is to actually like learn about it, because when something happens in said story, you may have questions, and those questions are not, covered in a way that seems reasonable or like, like in world. It just feels like it's just kind of like an ass pull, because it does ass pull things, saying like in the sense of like we're in a magical world, so therefore it's just magic, bro. There's no real rhyme or reason to it. I think that's really boring.
Is this the most? Is its incredible artwork, gorgeous, absolutely beautiful to read, eye candy, something you'll be happy to look at for hours on end throughout the day. I find there to be a really nice emotional weight that carries itself within the artwork. When characters connect, understand, or appreciate Amami and his abilities, it tends to flourish and become elevated artistically quite often. It's really addicting, honestly. I love the character designs. They're really creative and unique and just pretty to look at. This is a type of manga that even if you can't really get behind the story itself, maybe it's not your cup of tea, the artwork will definitely carry you really far. But coming from my own experience with Isekai, I rather enjoyed this. It's nothing all too serious or even out there, but it's very well crafted. It's got an immaculate amount of detail, it's beautifully drawn, it's got this very dark spine to it that kind of cascades around all different corners of this world, and it's honestly just waiting to explode in popularity. I think this is one of those mangas that once becomes an anime and is beautifully animated can garner such a large fan base because of its simplicity of an isekai. Not to mention the intrigue of the medical field, both human and fantasy, actually provides. You learn a lot of things, you see how Amami operates within a new world and under new conditions, and he has to learn about it just like we would. Just imagine the difference between operating on a human compared to a dragon. That sounds interesting, right? How do you even go about it? That's the appeal. Like I said before, I'm not a big fan of isekai, so I don't really know how I'd feel about this story. Surprisingly, it really impressed me, and I come to thoroughly enjoy it over time. I have a glaring suspicion it's not going to be for everybody, but there is a lot that this story offers. And when it comes to the political complexity of the medical industry in a...
He said, bro, I'm starting to remember some of the stuff from shows I watched from Nickelodeon, and dear God, how did I not know it? Oh, you're talking about like the feet thing? Many feet, it was even in 10... Yeah, a lot of feet and mayonnaise. Yeah, what's his name? Schaefer? No, something Schaefer. I think his name's Schaefer. I forgot his name. He put a lot of feet segments in, from all that to iCarly to Victorious and other cartoon shows. I think even SpongeBob and so. He put a lot of scenes with feet being incorporated in everything. These people are sick. No, that was sick. Dan Schneider, I said Schaefer. Dan Schneider, yeah, that was crazy. And something about mayonnaise. If you watch a lot of Nickelodeon shows, they was really focused on mayonnaise a lot. The sucked farts. Oh my God. Oh yeah, wasn't there like a show called Sanjay and Greg, and there was a lot of like fart jokes, and the thing with the dancing frogs, they like to twerk. They had twerking frogs, which was weird.
Fantasy world and how people with magical healing powers and keeping it to themselves compete or compare with someone that is a doctor from the real world trying to spread it to everybody. It is a fascinating clash.
And people said that the Nickelodeon logo is that of the Epstein Island.
And one that proved me wrong. I had a really fun time with this. I plan to continue reading it, and if it sounds interesting to you, I highly recommend you check it out. But that's basically it. I hope you enjoyed.
Right?
I'll see you
mayonnaise, yeah. Yeah, there was always a subject of mayonnaise being always brought up. Like, it was a lot in SpongeBob. Patrick would bring up mayonnaise a lot. He always acts as mayonnaise as an instrument. I remember he did things with mayonnaise and all that stuff. It was kind of strange. Alright, so we're pretty much done for right now. I'll let you guys go. Thank you guys for coming in. We'll do more anime reviews again like this. I actually like the review that he did here for Sufferance. I'm going to add that up on the reaction channel. So I have 2 videos. So I have one from Jay. I'll put that on the art channel. And the one from Sufferance will be on the reaction channel. So look out for those videos. I'll try to edit them this time. I don't think I'm just going to repost them up there. But I might do with a few, not all. But we'll see. I'll edit them if they need to be edited. Ben 10, and there's an episode where it starts with a foot. That's crazy. What the hell? It was awesome, bro. Pleasure chatting with you. No problem, Knight. No problem, bro. Always here to have fun and entertain. Near done with this. Alright, have a great night, guys. Stay safe. See you guys tomorrow. I'll be on tomorrow. I'll be on much earlier than I was before, so look out for that. We'll do more reaction stuff as I do artwork. So have a great night. See you guys in the next one. Keep safe and have a nice one. Totally Spice is a big factor of that kind of stuff. Really? Oh god. I gotta go check out some Totally Spice stuff if they did do that. But alright, I'm out, guys. Have a great night. Keep safe. Thank you, Mikey. Thank you, Bri. Thank you, guys. You are amazing. I'm out. Hey, GG's.